All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Alfing Delete, and welcome to our Stellaris game where we are trying to continue working with other species with our common ground origin. We already have multiple subjects. It is the year 2260, the Galactic community is formed, and we are presidents of our Holy Covenant again. And so let's take a look at our map here and dive right into our game. And so the Beakborn Dominion, so everything that's in this kind of like sky bluish kind of color, almost a little tealish looking, this is all ours. And so right now we have a subject here, alongside the way here, and all the way over here. So these are our three subjects, in particular this one, just to make sure you guys see it. And yeah, let's go ahead and start by breaking down our empire and taking a look at our game. Yo, Atlas Galacticus, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Give me a moment, guys, and I'll read your messages here. Let's just check out our Beakborn Dominion. And so here is my leader, Starwing Ur, who is 87 years old, level 5, and she's been kicking some butt, ruling this empire for this long. For our governing ethics, my empire is going with Xenophile, meaning that we get along with other empires a little bit better than some of the other types of ethics. We get extra envoys, we get a extra external leader to our pool, and so yeah, lots of nice bonuses from that ethic. And then for our second ethic, we went with Fanatic Spiritualist. Now this gives me a very nice boost towards unity, and it decreases my edict upkeep and cost. And so those are my two ethics there. For my civics, we did just reform our civics, and so now we have 3 civics total. We started with 2 and we added another one later on in the game. And so we have Diplomatic Corps, once again going back to that diplomacy, and more envoys from this civic here. For our next one, we have Functional Architecture. And so this just gives me a nice building and district cost modifier, as well as a building slot on my planets. And so it allows me to build one more building on all of my worlds, which we will definitely be taking a look at in this game here. And so Vault of Knowledge, this one was recommended by the community, and this one gives me a leader upkeep and leader cost modifier. And so here are the details here if you guys want to check that out. Now, we started with the Common Grounds origin, and so we started as the leader of a non-hegemony federation with 2 additional members that we started right next to. We are playing in a ring galaxy, and like I said before, we got the Galactic community up and our federation as well, but we know nearly every empire that is out there in this game right now. Now for let's look at where we are actually with the victory score. And so, wow, 3rd place. Okay, not bad. So the Beakborn Dominion is doing pretty solid. 3rd place out of 27 empires right now. We are playing on the Admiral difficulty, and so we'll see how we do entering this mid to late game. Let's see here. Next up, we're gonna take a quick look at our home world and some of our other planets. And a lot of the worlds you may see having a lot of jobs right now. Where we left off at in the last run was I was just kind of adding jobs before the stream ended, so that by the time that we come back to this, all I have to do is let my pops grow a little bit, and then we'll come back to them. But as you can see here, lots and lots of different worlds. This one in particular, I'm going to be keeping my eye on, Talon's Butch, because we have an ancient caretaking fallen empire that told me to colonize this planet to risk any kind of like mass extinction events. It says that our species has a percentage chance of surviving if we colonize this world. And so we took their advice on it, and we're going to see if this pays off later. But right away, I see that we have plenty of industrial districts on this planet. I would like to have some more consumer goods, and so we're going to designate this planet to be a factory world. And so this planet will specialize in manufactories and workshops and civilian industries. And so pretty much it just gives me a nice little bonus to artisans, which if we go to our population tab here, artisans, this is going to be the primary job that is being worked on this world here. Atlas Galacticus says the faith of these galaxies to its very existence is far from over. You got that right. When one story ends, another one begins. It sure does. And so this one, we are just getting started right now. Robin Red, this is one of our newer planets. It only has 3 pops currently on it. I won a bunch of these planets in our war that we finished off at the in the last stream. And so I'll look at that empire in a moment. But for now, I see that this world has a district and a building queued up. So we'll come back. Yeah. A lot of these planets have buildings and things queued up right now. And so here actually, okay, never mind. We still have our colonist jobs, which aren't the best, but we have jobs on the way here. Same thing here. And so I think a lot of these worlds are good to go. For now, we're gonna just have to continue our game and let those buildings be created. Next up, we're gonna take a look at our bases here. And so I got a handful of star bases throughout the galaxy, or at least throughout my borders. And we want to make sure that we're equipping the right modules and buildings on them. And so one thing in particular I like to add on almost all of my bases are hydroponic bays. And in this case, this is one of my first bases that we made. It has a interstellar recruitment office on it. And so this just increases the chance for a, think of like a paragon finding us. Okay. And so outside of that, though, everything else is looking pretty solid. Let's see. We'll go to our next base here. And if I don't have, like, you can only build one of those Paragon type buildings, the Interstellar Recruitment Office. And so what I could go for next, and I kind of want to make sure I'm building these in the right places here. And so since this base here, the Gamma Draconis base, is kind of a choke point, even though it's next to our allies, I still don't want any other empires having a chance of attacking us through one of our choke point systems, at least without a fight. And so we're going to add a disruption. Actually, you know what? Let's go with the communication jammer. This decreases combat disengagement chance so that when we're in combat with other ships, they will not be able to escape as easily. And so I'm actually going to add a couple of those because the disruption field generator, I would like to add this, but a lot of the fleets that we go up against don't even have as many shields as I would like to think they do. And so if that does change, we'll be sure to look at these a little bit later on. But cool, there we have it. We've upgraded most of the star bases I have. It looks like the other ones are building ships right now. Kia Ryan, what's going on? Yeah, I'm on time. Yes, we are just getting started. We're kind of looking at our fleets and things like that. And before we get this game going here, we're going to take a look at one of the, I would say, pretty interesting situations that have happened here in the past couple of years. And so we were just president of a federation, the Holy Covenant. And over time, I think there were like maybe 2 other presidents after us. And now we are back to being president of this sanctified compact Holy Covenant. And so right away, we're going to jump over to the laws. And oh man, so we changed it to 10 years to make it shorter for the other AI when they became president. And then now I'm going to be able to vote to extend our succession term to 40 years. And so right now, up in the top right corner, we are in the year 2260, and now we're going to be president. If this vote succeeds, which it looks like everyone's supporting it right now, we will be able to be president all the way up until the year 2300. And so we'll vote yes on that. And we're going to go ahead and take a quick peek here at our federation and see what kind of laws we can change. And so right now, my main priority, one of my top goals for this federation, is to get our federation centralization up to high so that I can change our succession type to strongest. That's all we're trying to do right now. And the way that we can do that is by increasing our level of our federation from 3 to 4. And so you can see here we have about a quarter way to go until we are able to upgrade this federation. Outside of that, I think I'm pretty much one of the strongest empires in this federation. I think the Yeon Enterprises are very close to us in terms of relative power, but other than that, we're looking pretty solid. We got a military, a fleet, a part of this federation as well. And I'm already seeing the ships here starting to enter nearby my systems. And so I have control of those as well. But yeah, we got a couple of ships on the way. Let's go ahead and start our game now with a vote in the federation. We're gonna vote yes for this and see what the other members say. But outside of that, let's go check it. Before we start here, we're gonna also look at the galactic community. And so right now we are on recess for the next 700 days, but our next proposal in the galactic community's queue is the cooperative research channels. And so this would give us an extra 20% diplomatic weight from tech. It would give us an extra research station output by 10%. However, it'll increase starbase upkeep by 5%. And so that we're willing to work around. And on top of that, look here over here on the right side, you can see all of the other empires' diplomatic weight, and ours is right here, the Beakborn Dominion. We are sitting at the very top. I've made sure to put a lot of emphasis into making sure that we had a very strong diplomatic front line. Our envoys, we have a lot of them currently helping us out with increasing our diplo weight in the galactic community. Now let's get our game going here. We got a lot to look at, and there we have it. The Federation has succeeded, and they have changed the vote, or they have changed our succession term to another 40 years. And so that is a very long time right there. And we are definitely going to take advantage of that. The next time we look at our Federation, what do we have here? A subjucation. Oh, what? The Storm Realm? So check this out. I didn't think I'd be starting the game off with a subject, but they say the Diatrath star realm, they look like a toxoid species. It says that we are too weak to survive on our own in this hostile galaxy. Will the Beakborn Dominion protect us if we become your subject? I say yes. We will definitely agree on this, and we'll modify their agreement later on so that we're getting even more resources. And so right now, that is going to put me at four subjects, and now this Star Realm Empire up here on the top left is another subject for me to control. And so let's go ahead and check out their negotiation contract, and I want to see what we currently have here. Let's see. It looks like, yeah, pretty much this is just kind of like a normal contract that we have at the start, and I won't be able to change it for about another 60 months. But once that time comes up, if I remember to, we'll check it out. Now, like I said before, we got buildings, we got all kinds of things on the way. They're actually going to be a part of our Federation as well. So if I go over here, there they are. They're now a part of our Federation. And so let's see what we got here. We have a embassy offer, and we will definitely take that. Guys, all embassies increase my unity by 3, and there's like 27 empires in this galaxy. I'm pretty sure majority of them here. We're going to zoom out of the galaxy really quick, and we're going to change this to opinion map mode. Everything in the green are friendly empires. The blue is my borders, and the red are our rivals. And so this is the only empire that we've had like just trouble. I'm not gonna say trouble with, but they've been causing a stir in our game for quite a while. And so maybe we will declare war against them again. I think we have to wait a little bit before we can do that. Yeah, right now we have a truce for another 8 years, and so until then we'll just continue to build up our ships. Here we have colonized a new planet. This is planet Beak, and I have no designation for it just yet, but for starters we're going to build a energy grid and a city district just to get some housing and some jobs up. Up here I see that we got the icon a favor gained, and as long as my envoys are improving relations with other empires, we will gain favor. We have a chance to gain favors from other empires. And so one thing we have to keep an eye on as well is this Yeon Enterprise. I'm getting the alert here that they're putting holdings on my planets. And so this is one of our alliance members, and you know what? Yeah, there's nothing I can really do about that right now unless we kick them out of the Federation. Now, there's a couple of targets that I see in this game that could be potentially threatening to us. We have the machines over here, the Priman interface. They have subjugated the Dynastic Union Empire. That's this blue and purple borders right here. Both of these two right here. Let me see, can I get my fingers right? There we go. These two at the tip of my fingertips, they're overlord and subjects. And so I was initially trying to subjugate the Dynastic Union. The machines beat us to it. Ever since, I've been trying to kick out the machines, but our Federation keeps failing to do so. And yo, ladies and gentlemen, we have a renowned paragon here. Lysator Syng. Lysator Syng. Let's take a look at it. And so, oh, look at this. This renowned paragon says facial recognition scans identify the individual as Lysator Syng, a wanted pirate. Smiling slyly, he offers a polite nod. Greetings, I am Captain Lysator. I come to you with an offer. I command 3 ships of ragtag crew of outcast. Until now, we have worked independently. That said, times are changing, and we are ready to join a larger enterprise. If you grant us full pardons of our so-called crimes and a safe haven within your borders, we will work for you. What do you say? Should we draw up a contract? Yo, I have not seen this renowned paragon before, but let me see. What need do we have for a pirate is how I will respond. And they say, well, as to that, I prefer to think of myself as a privateer. Some things you just can't learn in the academy. My skills lie in finding opportunities, when to strike, when to retreat, what bait to dangle in front of a foe. We hit hard and where it hurts, and make off with the loot before anyone realizes what happens. Sounds like trouble later, it sure does, but we're gonna keep looking into this here. And so I'm gonna ask them the next question. Why do you wish to join us? And this renowned paragon says, my crew is tired of living life on the run. We seek a safe harbor. Your empire seems open enough to allow a collection of outcasts into your ranks. Freebooting has cost us much. while we're not exactly looking to settle down, but a patron of your celebrate could take a certain load off. Okay, so cool stuff. It looks like they're tired of just kind of roaming around the galaxy, doing random jobs. They want something a little bit bigger. And next up, I'm going to say, why should we trust you? And he says, no reason other than the word of a scoundrel. If that's not enough, fare thee well. I propose a deal, nothing more. I'm going to ask them one more question. Tell us about your crew. Oops. And so they say they're escaped slaves, bounty hunters, soldiers of fortune, even the odd chief. From all corners of the galaxy, they answered the call of liberty and adventure. Now, over the years, we've grown into our family of sorts. I welcome anyone as long as they can follow my orders and don't try to eat any of the others. I consider it an honor to lead them. And so, you know what? I'm going to take the chances with here. Here we have his class type. He is an admiral, which is perfect. I love having admiral leaders. He gets an increased ship fire rate and disengagement opportunity modifier. And for his veteran class, he's a tactician. And so pretty much the main thing I want to point out with this trait is that he has a combat disengagement chance. He increases ship hull points, and he has a negative 10% time spent missing in action. Now for his traits, he's a guerrilla tactician. And so this actually decreases some fleet command limit, but he has some cloaking strength modifiers. All right. He's a material liberator. And guys, you won't be able to see this behind my head, but I'll be sure to read it to you. Actually, let me move this over here so you can see it a little bit better. And so there it is. The material liberator, and this gives an extra 6 energy credits for his admiral class. Again, more emergency FTL damage risk and disengagement chances. And so this renowned paragon sounds like we're going to be using them to really sneak around and attack other empires. Now, the only negative trait is he has the negligence trait that decreases armor hit points and shield hit points, but we're gonna give him a shot. And so, Mr. Syng, welcome to our welcome to our empire, the Beakborn Dominion. And so now we have another admiral. Let me find a fleet, which I'm sure we have to have one. Looks like none right now. Actually, I do. Here we go. Oh, so there goes his fleet. Okay, so he does have a fleet. Wonderful. And so let's actually go to our fleet manager here and let's take a look around. And so we have this Federation fleet that we have kind of like sorted out here, but I've been naming my fleets just to organize them a little bit better. And we're going to rename this fleet to, let's name it Team Charlie. So we have Team Alpha, Team Bravo, and now Team Charlie as our main 3 fleets right now. He is the admiral for it. Let's add some ships to it. And so I already have a couple of custom designed ships. I actually got to see which designs that I had for which types. And so yeah, the Wounding Claw. Got it. We'll add that to our fleet, and there we go. And so now we got the beginning of a fleet here. I'm going to keep the cruisers probably at about 2. We'll add about 6 destroyers. Now these Raider classes, I'm actually curious. This is a Reaver class. I'm not sure if we can design those types of ships, but for now, I'm going to keep this all. Look, it looks like they got a couple of different types of Corvettes in this fleet. And so cool stuff there. We'll go ahead and reinforce those. And I'm actually going to see if we have a Reaver class ship design. It looks like no, I think that those ships types come from the renowned Paragon. And so yeah, we'll have to save some more alloys up. Actually, we got 44,000 energy credits. And so I just bought about 2,000 worth of alloys from that. And we're gonna go back here and try and reinforce as many ships as we can. And so yeah, we got a lot of cruisers on the way, destroyers and cruisers on the way. And so that should increase our fleet capacity even further. And we may be looking for another target here to either attack, or we might just be using some more diplomacy. And so let's keep our game going. We have a governing ethics shift from another empire, and it looks like they are becoming more outwardly spiritualist. And so this is good news. This is very good news. Let's look into maybe trying to recruit another subject into our empire, or maybe not subjugating, but getting another empire to join our federation. And so I feel like the more the better. And oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have a situation here, the death of a great leader. And so our first paragon, Nazis Demeter, has passed away at the age of 131 while in service to our empire. The people clamor for a memorial service to honor this leader's contribution to the Beakborn Dominion. A grand event will give everyone closure and bolster our ideals. And so let's go with a chant for their soul. This is going to be a spiritualist decision here due to my ethics, and a somber departure. And so it says here that our paragon, our dead paragon now has gathered, or the people gathered in the masses to celebrate the life and career of our paragon Nazis. Now, huge processions filled the streets and hymns were sung long into the night. He is now waiting for us on the other side of the veil. Now, popular excerpts from his sermons are now reverberating across the empire, reminding us of our common goal until we meet again. And so this is going to increase unity, but it's going to it's also going to decrease a little bit of pop consumer good keep. Now let's go ahead and look at the next technology here. We're gonna go for the centralized command, and then we're gonna go ahead and look into replacing our paragon there. Sadly, he is gone. He will be missed. He had some great traits, but he was definitely getting a little bit older here. And so let's go ahead and go with Claws of Ivory. I'm picking this leader because they have no negative traits, whereas the others, they definitely do. And let's see if we can get a new Keeper of the Vault. And so I guess Plume of Skydive is going to be our only option there, and we will let them be. Now, outside of that, we're going to go ahead and keep the game going here, make sure things are still moving. And we actually got room for another leader right now. Another one. And so you know what? I might recruit another, let's see, another Admiral? Yeah, we got this Stalk of Maroon. And I'm A-okay with adding different types of species. Oh my goodness. Capitalist Tier 2, increasing monthly energy credits by 32. That is juicy there. And so yes, I will go ahead and recruit that leader just for the resources primarily, but man, that is some good stuff. Another megacorp, or another a holding has been built on my worlds once again. And you know, at first I thought those were bad, but I guess depending on the empire, these could be worse. But yeah, they're actually increasing amenities. And so yeah, we got to make sure that we watch though and see which empire is building those overlords in this case, or building those holdings. In that case, it looks like it's my ally. And so Ruined Worlds. One of our crews have reported the presence of a decaying orbital station and multiple tomb worlds near. Let's take a look at the system. Where is this located? Oh, this is nowhere near me right now, but apparently whatever interstellar nation once inhabited the planet that's in that system appears to have collapsed into ruin long ago. Now, our scientist it says that it is a junkyard of a planet covered in irradiated, rusting remnants of demolished buildings, infrastructure, and vehicles. No higher forms of life are recognizable. Now, we might gain some insight into this lost civilization by surveying any similar planets in this and neighboring systems. And so if I go to the system here, it looks like there's some sticky stuff going on in the system. And so we'll go ahead and have our scientists continue surveying. Right now, I've sent 2 of my scientists out and about in the galaxy just to survey any final systems that we have not had any more intel on as of yet. And so going back to my worlds here, I see that Robin Red has some unemployment, and it looks like this planet needs some specialist jobs on this world. The silver icon lets me know I need to add either a research lab or something that might fill this planet's pop's needs. And so this is a situation going on with one of our pre-FTLs on the side, and it says that technology continues to progress with the pre-FTLs as industrialization takes their society to new heights. Now, their most recent breakthrough in engineering has revolutionized their use of transportation and brought them a step closer to planetary unification. Now, defying our prediction models, the pre-FTLs is now a unified world. Pooling their resources, the people have prioritized the well-being of global community, and living standards are rising. And so I can't remember exactly if this is the world that we helped during their, I think they had like a plague or a virus going on. We helped their world out, and I think they appreciated it. Now, we're gonna say remarkable, and this is highly uncommon. And yeah, we'll see what happens with those pre-FTLs for now. We're gonna jump back over here to planet Red Robin, and let me look around real quick. So we have a Forge world already. We have a factory world. This is my tomb world, and so you know what? We'll go ahead and start getting some industrial districts on this planet as well, just to get a head start. Looks like we still got some low jobs here. This world is a colony still, but we're gonna have to add some jobs on this planet or figure out exactly what we're gonna make this. And I want to skip through to some of the other planets here and see if there's any other worlds. And it looks like Robin Red is going to be the perfect target for a generator planet designation. And so a generator world here will be set up for it. This will increase my generator district build and technician output. We already have the energy grid on the planet, so there's technicians already working on this world. Now, let's go ahead and build 2 generator districts, and we'll come back to that planet later, see how it's going. Here up next, we have another world with more resources. Now, the question is, what do we want to go for? And I'm gonna look through the planets once again here to see, you know what? I see this planet has more minerals, more mining districts than any other planet that I have so far that I just checked out. And so let's go over here and add a plant, or I don't have a building for it, it looks like. But no worries there. We will go ahead and still make this world a mining planet. And we're going to build a mining district here. Better yet, we'll build about 2 of those. And we'll come back to this planet a little bit later on. It does look like it has some deviancy climbing up. And so right now I'm just kind of designating my planets kind of all across the board, trying to get them situated early on so that we know exactly how we want to build these planets here in the future. And so this world right here, I think I'm going to just make this one maybe let's see, a fortress world. We could make it a tech planet. You know what, since research labs do burn a little bit into my consumer goods, I think this could be our first designated tech world. Now, my home world, I usually add a lot of research labs to those later on in the game, and that's usually just like my unofficial designated world, but in this case here, we'll designate this one for now. We don't have a lot of special resources that, actually we should. We may have to designate one of our worlds to be a, let's look at what I want to see what the designation is called for this, a refinery world. And so this planet's actually perfect for this. It doesn't have a lot of districts, but we can build a bunch of city districts and start adding some special resources to this planet. And so right away, I'm going to go ahead and probably queue up what looks like we have a gas extraction well building available on this planet, a chemical plant building as well. We're actually just going to go right to manufacturing. And let me see, chemical plant, gas extraction, and I think that's all we can add for now. We'll come back and see how all of this changes my economy of my empire. And until then, let's keep this thing moving.
Alert. Spaceborne life form encountered.
All right, so I'm seeing a pretty strong fleet there from the Continuity Fallen Empire, and that's giving me a good idea of how strong these guys are. Now, the curators are reaching out. Peace and love. Yo, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing, my friend? Hopefully all is well. The curators are here, and they're saying that the agreement we signed giving you access to our databanks has run its course. Now, would you like to extend it for another 10 standard years, or do your researchers no longer require the information we offer? And so usually with this enclave, I love activating them, and we're gonna go ahead and respond by purchasing their service once again. And so for the next 10 years, our research speed and their opinion of us has been increased. And after that, we're just gonna go ahead and back out of there. They showed us how to defeat a dragon in the last game, and we may be preparing to fight them here a little bit later on in the game when we increase our fleet even further. Now, the Galactic community is in session, and we are currently voting on the regulatory facilitation. I'm going to support this. I say we go for it. This resolution, if it passes, will increase diplomatic weight from our economy. It'll increase our worker pop resource output, and it will decrease habitability. But I think that would help us more in the Galactic community since we are still in first place with diplo weight. And so yes, we will keep our support on that and watch for the next proposal queue. Outside of that though, let's see, we have another tradition available. And so yeah, we haven't looked at this yet, but we started with diplomacy because of our origin, the common grounds origin. It starts you with the Federation tradition, but we decided to jump over to expansion. We completed this tree. We've completed the supremacy tree, and then we went back and completed diplomacy. And before the stream ended, we jumped over to prosperity. And so now we are midway through this tree, and we're going to continue diving through it. We got 2 options here. And so the first one, it says that standardized construction templates will have our buildings and districts have their build cost reduced by 10% and their build speed increased by 25%. Now, peace and love, and anyone else that may be watching, this is going to be very good for me right now because I'm building a lot of buildings across multiple worlds right now. And so this will increase the speed of those and reduce the cost of them. The other, I'm going to hold off on this one. It is good, but for now, let's go for the standard construction templates. And so that is done there, and then we'll come back to our traditions a little bit later on. Do a space battle. I got nothing right now that I really want to hit just yet. I got this. Oh, this right here has been one of our biggest goals, is to secure the shielded world. And then I wanted to take a quick look at our leader here. And so Lysator Syng, this is our paragon, and we just found this character. And so this is the first time I've seen them. I just wanted to grab a quick screenshot of them. And let's maybe grab our fleets here and see if we can take on, we got about 16K worth of fleets. We're gonna see if together we can have them take out these ancient guardians, these ancient destroyer autonomous drones. Now, what do we have here? An unenlightened forces on, let's see what planet this is. Avian 2. Is this it behind me? Apparently I can't see it, but it says that they've arrived at the crash site before we could get to our down research team, and all survivors have been captured. Now, the unenlightened have established a perimeter around the shuttle wreckage, and their best scientists are no doubt in the process of analyzing it. Now, they have indisputable evidence that life exists beyond their own world. Exactly what effect this will have on their society remains to be seen. And so it looks like one of our observation posts, one of the scientists there, they were captured. And so now a pre-FTL has information about aliens in the galaxy. Now let's jump back over here and reinforce our fleet some more. Got a few more ships on the way. This is for my Team Charlie fleet. And then this is with the mushroom picking. And so we had the fungus situation go down where a fungus-like mushroom, like, I don't even know if it was a species, but whatever it was draining water on another planet and giving us information about other worlds across the galaxy. Now, this situation's come up. It says mushroom picking and a routine ecological study of our colony on Beak Peak, which is our homeworld. Actually, it's not our homeworld. It's another planet that we have, has stumbled upon a strange fungal life form. The science team reports that the surface of the mycelium is shimmering and colorful, but was most intriguing about this to them was the fact that separate clusters were seemingly communicating with one another whenever something occurred within a wide radius. Now, furthermore, the biology of the organism appears to be clearly alien to the ecosystem of the colony. Puzzled, the local science team has requested specialized support as we might be dealing with a sentient species. And so we're going to say that they are related to the fungus. This is a new mushroom-like species that we found. And yeah, let's see what's going on here. But yeah, on top of that, though, my fleets should be getting ready to move in this direction. I see they're on the way right now. And yeah, pretty much here in a little bit. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and gather my science ships. And so back with this new mushroom, it says, whatever doubts we had about this fungus connection to the mycelial listening array was quickly dispelled after a brief comparison. This is one of the many offsprings communicating with the fungus, and this could be an opportunity to further our comprehension of the organism. And so we dismantled the network, but we can still study it. And this is going to add a fungal study zone to one of my worlds, increasing society research from jobs by 15%.
New technology discovered.
All right, so now we have orbital ring technology. And next up, let's go for those ion thrusters. But I do want to go to some of my planets here. I'm going to grab my construction ship, and starting at my home system here in the nest system, we have our home world, Fathoria. And right away, we're going to build our first megastructure, a orbital ring. But first, I'm just going to have my fleets enter orbit here, or at least just my civilian ship. Now, for my construction, or my science ship, holy moly. Oh, they're all the way over here because this was my renowned paragon that was surveying for a bit. I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, I can't recruit another scientist. And so for now, we're going to go ahead and shut this fleet down. And I'm going to go back to another science ship. And I want to see, oh yeah, so here I have a scientist that is assisting in research on planet Fathoria. Oh, we haven't even started researching the the last bowel colony. And so we got a couple of projects that we could start researching. I'm going to jump right over to my ally system though. There's this analysis burned. Oh, this is I think an extinct world that had a traumatic past. And so we'll go ahead and research these projects in their system first. We also have the broken world as well. We were supposed to be researching mass extinction events, and we're going to get back onto that as well. But then after that, we're going to jump back to the last bowel, and I think that's going to lead us down a chain of events. And cool. And so right now we're going to be getting ready to build a orbital ring around my home world so that we can always be able to defend our home planet. Our game speed is continuing. We are 3 years into our Federation term, and one of my leaders has just acquired a negative trait, bureaucracy. And so empire size from pops have been increased by 5% thanks to our admiral here. So unfortunate, but no worries. Not the end of the world there. Let's see, what else do we have? And so, the Omnian continuity has reached out again, and they say, Custodian Protocol 475-3 fulfilled. What they are referring to here is that they told us to colonize that planet once again. These are the Fallen Empire species that have been giving us, they gave us like a sort of, think of it as like a update to my species. We hated it at first, but then now we have a leader lifespan bonus thanks to the Custodian Matrix here. And so significant Beakers presence detected on Talon's Butch. That's our planet we colonize later on. And so updating status to Beakborn Dominion from non-compromised to compliant. And I want to say that's good. And so they're reacting positively to our success. And this empire, I'm trying to remain on their good side. And so right now it seems like we're pretty neutral with the Fallen Empire there. All right, and so Peace and Love wanted a space battle, and here in a little bit, we're going to be getting one. Now, we just researched a molten world because apparently our world has the chance for a mass extinction event, and we want to learn from other planets about how their worlds went extinct or had some sort of planetary catastrophic event take place. And so this is the molten world. It says the unfortunate fate of the planets can be laid squarely at the feet of the cosmic whims. The planet we are referring to is right here, this molten planet. Now, some gravitational disturbance after eyeing the system's sun with some suspicion, our scientists named a transparent space-time anomaly as the likely culprit, forced the planet from its natural orbit to one much too close to the sun. Tragic. Now, although the planet is slowly spiraling out towards its original orbit, it has been cooking in the residential heat from the star ever since. And so this is just a case of a planet being way too close to the sun. And even you can see here, that is very close to that star. And so a tragic fate, but my scientist is going to continue on to research. There is a broken world here, and we will have some information on this here in a moment. It looks like an asteroid, but I believe it is another world. Now, for our next technology, we have centralized command, and oh, what is this? We are giving and we're offering association status to the Independent Carillion Union. Sure, we'll do that, but we're gonna get back to our technology here. And for society tech, I got a lot of options, but I'm thinking we may go with, let's go with the artificial moral codes, because I did start to see on a couple of my planets that crime was beginning to increase just a tad bit. And speaking of which, Red Robin, this world seems to be having a lot of specialist unemployment right now. And so let's see, what do energy grids have an upkeep of? Energy. All right. In that case, I'm going to squeeze on an exotic gas extraction well. All right. We're going to add this here so that we can get just a specialist pop working on this world. There's no unemployment. And then we'll see how that handles, how our pops handle that unemployment there. And so the asteroid we just took a look at, here's the situation for it. It says the asteroid is actually a chunk of what was once a habitable and probably inhabited planet. Now, regular but overlapping fracture patterns indicate that the planetary demolition was intentional and controlled, if somewhat rushed. Now, all signs point to this planet being the homeworld of whatever species destroyed it. We may never know what drove them to consider planetary annihilation to be the lesser evil, and perhaps we should be grateful for that. And so we're going to say okay to this, and I think that's just the end of that situation. And so now my scientist is going to be traveling back here to research the formal bowel colony part 2. Now, what in the world is this? The Beakborn Dominion. What is happening? Meep. Yo, what's going on, Terrible Hamster? Welcome to the stream. This is bizarre. So it's my empire. Something's happening. There's an incoming transmission and it says, "Greetings, friends. It has been some time. First, I mostly wanted to apologize for all the efforts you put into looking for me. My disappearance on Avian War 2 was entirely intentional. The unenlightened here have come to see me as something as a god, and why shouldn't they? After much deliberation, I've decided to being a true civilization to these unenlightened." So this character is, they're going rogue. So I'm going to say, what has gotten into you? And so now this ex-leader of mine who disappeared says, "I was tired of short-sighted ethical constraints, tired of ridicule I suffered at the hands of my peers. Most of all, I was tired of passive observation. What nonsense. It is our duty to interfere with unenlightened cultures, to guide and shape them along a path of our choosing. Observing quietly from the sidelines is just a shameful way of skirting responsibility. And I'm going to say, you will report for immediate extraction. We can't have a leader just going off declaring themselves a god of another pre-FTL species." And so let's see what they say. They say, "It is too late for that, I'm afraid. I'm done taking orders from those beneath my station. My intellect was at your disposal, but you chose to squander it. Here I'm treated with the respect I deserve. This is my home now. With my knowledge and the technological schematics I brought with me, I will jumpstart this culture and usher a golden age." Terrible Hamster says, "How is our great and glorious Admiral Yang doing? He has broken his work contract. He sure has. I'm going to say you're insane." And so he says, "On the contrary, I have never been more lucid. The death of the Beakborn Dominion is inevitable. You'd have to be blind to not see the signs." Yo, so this leader here is talking crazy. Now, it may take anything from a decade to a century, but your downfall will come. After you have finished destroying yourselves with the inaction, the galaxy will belong to a vibrant young cultures such as the one I'm in the process of building. There's little more to say. I bid you farewell." And so that's all I can say. I can't force them to join me. We say goodbye, but we have a leader that just abandoned us, and so no worries there. I guess we'll just have to let them be. I'm going to now position my fleets in position here so that we can get ready to attack this ancient mining drone species that is protecting this shattered ring, or this shielded world. Whoa, talks big for one without many warships to back those words up. Exactly. I think that's traitorous talk. And so here we go. We are now going to meet this fleet in action. Let's check our fleets. Here we go. So we do outnumber them, and we're going to turn the speed down just a tad bit just to make sure I don't get completely annihilated and don't end up being able to use my ships here. So it looks like we do have advantage. There we go. They're taking some slight losses. We're taking some losses as well.
Council agenda available.
Bingo. That is a victory. And so I want to see the specs on that fleet right now. We lost a lot of ships there. A whole lot of ships. They didn't lose as many, but they did have these ancient destroyers. And so those were giving us a run for our money. But it looks like, okay, so they got a lot of armor. They have a lot of hull. But once again, not a lot of shielding. And so, yeah, we'll definitely continue adding weapons that slam on their shielding. But we'll definitely need to reinforce some of our fleets. And so I'm going to juggle around some resources really quickly. Because, yeah, that did hurt some of our ships there. We lost a couple of corvettes, more than a couple. And now I got a ton of resources, and I'm moving them all over to those wonderful and juicy alloys. You did not get a special mission to extract the scientist. I can check here in just a moment. Let me reinforce these ships here. And bingo. Wow, look at all those corvettes. A lot of corvettes on the way. And so we'll be back on our toes here in a moment. But now we have this shielded world. Now, I had a scientist that I was going to send over here. And let me see where they're located. Oh, they got a long way to go. That is a very long way to go. And so I'm actually going to just disband that ship. And then we're going to build another one instead. Yo, Two Pug Knight, do you trade favors for resources? I like to call them empty promises. I've never thought about trading favors for resources, but yo, I don't know. It might be a strategy that I could do some looking into. I usually just trade like food or basic resources, but we have overlords right now, and I'm taxing them very heavily, and so they haven't been able to. I mean, that really, like, I can just get free resources from them instead. All right, and so yeah, let me go back to one of my shipyards here, and we're gonna go ahead and squeeze a. Let's look into squeezing another science ship in our ranks. You can get like 2,000 alloys for favors. Oh, you know what? That's actually a good idea, though. I was trading with other empires in my last game, and these guys are patronizing towards us. This is a Enigmatic Observer, another fallen empire. Thought it was all 10 of them. Oh, I'm not sure exactly, but with me being diplomatically heavy, I kind of don't want to take the chance on trading away my favors right now. But what I will do is if I see an empire that I, could increase relations with, let's make a trade deal here. Since I have plenty of just a little bit of everything at the moment. Let's go with making a trade deal. So, you know what? If I don't have anything to give them, I may just make that favor trade. And so I want to see if they're going to give me any alloys. Yeah, these guys have no alloys at all. Actually, my empire's in third place, so really, yeah, I think I'm going to be okay for now, trading-wise. We'll come back and cross that bridge a little bit later on. But yo, our fleets have now destroyed that ancient mining drone fleet that was here just a moment ago. Let's see, what do we have here? Another ancient mining drone fleet. Let's take the fight to them. These are all systems that we can expand our borders to. Just, wanted to build up a fleet that I knew was capable of destroying these guys before we decided to send our fleets in there. All right, and so there we got about 5 ships queued up to reinforce our fleets, and the ancient caretakers are back. Now, they say Custodian Protocol 475-3 activated. Message follows. Attention, Beak. Your civilization is presently at 57.2% risk of destruction due to, and we can't figure out what it is. Now, we've calculated that the colonization of Kithmar 2 will increase your survival chances by 4.5%. We request colonization of the establishment of an efficient or significant beakers present on the planet. Will you comply? And so I can't say no to colonizing another planet. Very well. We will colonize Kithar 2. Kimithar. And so let me see here. Where is this Kimithar system at? I could search for it, but I'm being hard-headed right now, and you know what? Let's look for it. There we go. So Kimithar, where are you located? Right here. And we have that habitable world. There it is. It does have some slight devastation to it, but it's an alpine planet. Let's get a colony ship on the way. And now we finally have a species that can colonize this world with high habitability. And so we'll send our lithoid there right away. And for this planet, we'll call it, how about egg? Try to keep everything kind of chicken bird themed here. We'll call it eggs rest. There we go. A resting egg. Taurus, here, I can save that for our next planet. Taurus will be our next world that we will name. If I remember it, just remind me if you're still here in the stream. And yeah, I'll definitely get that going there. Trying to keep it all bird themed for sure. And so now we're gonna attack this next ancient, wait, this is a extraction operation. Yeah, ancient combat drone. So we'll see how our fleets do. What about eggs over easy? Speaking of eggs, yeah, my mother-in-law just made some eggs and they were so delicious. So delicious. I had some eggs and bacon for breakfast and it was wonderful. And so here we are now taking the fight to their fleet, and that is going to be another easy dub for my fleets here. And let's see, we lost only a few corvettes, but that's expected. No worries. We have the hyperspace slipstream technology now, and so my ships will be able to travel through hyper lanes a little bit faster. But next up for physics technology, let's go for that improved reactor booster. Let's get some extra power from our ships here. There is also Alderan, but Vader blew it up. Oh yeah, we saw a world that was destroyed earlier that was blown up. And so, guys, right now I'm just kind of clearing out space monsters and ancient mining drones in my empire and trying to get those systems under our control a little bit later on. Now, the former Bowel colony, we have a situation here. All right, this is the shattered situation. Now, the crew from one of our science ships were initially certain that they had made a triangulation mistake when deducing the coordinates of the supposed Bowel colony in the Dawkins system, having found nothing but asteroids where they expected a life-bearing planet. And so, however, close study of the asteroids' composition has revealed that they are in fact what remains of the former Bowel colony. So let's take a look at this planet. Here it is. It's literally a ring wrapping around the system, but it used to be a former colony of the Bowel. And so, let's see here. It says that the once lush planet was blown into several thousand rocky pieces by some unknown collision occurring roughly 7 million years ago. Now, deduction suggests that the Grunner played some role in the planet's dark fate. Now, one particularly promising asteroid has been selected for further study, as it appears to possess a large number of fossilized life forms from the lost planet. And we respond by saying, a pity. Perhaps we will learn more. And so this is going to give us 50 relics, minor relics, and it's going to give me one Bowel colony that's been discovered. And then this is going to create the shattered archaeological site on this asteroid behind us. And so there's the dig site. Let's go ahead and get our scientists to start researching it. And there it is. Now, there has been a galactic market that has been established, and let's see where this is located. Oh, wow, my subject has it. And so that's interesting. I don't think I've ever had that happen before, where my subject has become nominated for the galactic market there. And so cool stuff. That is wonderful. And so I have a couple of idle leaders, which no worries, they're admirals. Not really much I can do with my admirals right now. Let's jump over to upgrading our fleets as well, making sure these are all good to go. And I'm probably not going to upgrade our Federation fleets as much just yet. Or maybe I will. Since we're going to be president for the next 40 years, we'll definitely be taking advantage of that. And also, speaking of our Federation, I'm curious to see, when are we going to reach level 4? And so, getting a little closer there. We are still getting a ton of cohesion. We're getting our max Federation XP per month that we can get right now. And yeah, we just got to wait a little bit until it is time. Now, I want to reach out to another empire. Let's reach out to our neighbors here. And I want to see if we can make a trade deal to get some more alloys. Other nations getting the galactic market hub is grounds for war. In this case here, though, we don't have to worry about it. It'll just mean more resources from us because we put a 45% tax on their basic resources. And so, speaking of which, let's see if we can get some more of these alloys. Oh, nobody has 1,000 alloys right now. Well, we can get about 500 from these guys, and I'm actually willing to share, since we are bringing in a ton of energy credits right now. I'll share some with my allies. Sure, why not? Oof, that is a massive tax. Yes, I have that on like 3 of my subjects, and so we are just milking them for all of the resources they have. That's like right now I have like 700 energy credits. And I wish, let me see, where can I see these are coming from? So 110 of these energy credits are coming from monthly trades. And look at that, 458 of my energy credits are coming from subject taxes. And so I am taxing the crap out of my subjects right now. I'm getting 234 minerals from my subjects. I'm getting 149 food from my subjects, and that's about it. And so, yeah, we are getting a lot, and that is helping me become one of the strongest empires in the galaxy. Yes, bleeding them completely dry, but they're still remaining loyal to us. And here I just managed to squeeze out 500 energy or mineral or alloys there from a trade deal. And so another thing too is let's get our fleets repaired as well. And the Racket Industrial Enterprise is reaching out. They say, do you like alloys? Do you like metal and gases? Hard workers, precious minerals? Yes, we thought you might. And I'm going to say, hey, what do you have to offer us? What do you have here? And so they say we have good workers for you. Good lifters, draggers, pullers, cleaners. Healthy, clever. Give us 2,000 alloys and we shall send 3 racket pops to one of your planets. What? Criminal records? Afraid we have lost the papers. And so we're going to say, yeah, if I can make this happen, I will try to. And so let me just sell a couple of resources here because I would love to have 3 more pops helping out my Beakborn species. So I should be able to buy some more here, and there we go. We will accept the deal, and we're gonna get 3 more pops from these guys. Now the galactic market is up. I just now realized that, and so the slave market is now available to us. And over time, once I get some more energy credits back up, we may look into buying some pops off the market and adding them to work on our worlds. Now, again, here we have a lot of ships being reinforced. Let's make sure, yes, our ships are heading back to our shipyards so that we don't have that upkeep modifier burning our energy credits. All right, so I kind of got fleets all over the place right now, but we're going to bring them to my home system. And here in a bit, I think our truce may be up. And so these guys are still pretty hostile towards us. And uh-oh, is this with our pre-FTLs? Now, let's take a look. It is. This planet's been seeing all kinds of things. Now it says that there's a new world order. Now, preaching a radical doctrine of planetary unification, a charismatic leader has appeared on this world. Now, only a small and relatively ill-equipped band of rebels stands opposed to the majoritarian rule. And so let's see about, we got some options here. We can watch and learn. This will have the following effects. Watching this unfold should provide some interesting insights. And you know what? I think I'm not going to interfere with this. We'll see how these guys, we'll see what they do. I don't want to interfere with these pops like our other leader just did earlier in the stream. Which, oh yeah, we're going to see if there's a situation for that. So there's the mass extinction events. Oh yeah, they want us to colonize the world, which we are doing as well. Here we're going to be performing a detailed survey to attempt to figure out where a conduct came from. And it'll take 8 months. We'll knock that out. I enjoyed trading robots on the market. I don't get much. It's more headcanon being a military megacorp. Nice. Nice. And do you make them more expensive as well? Or do you make like a version of the robots that are more expensive and then sell them on the market? Because that's something I've been wanting to try here, kind of like distributing robots across the galaxy, but making them very expensive. Now, I want to grab our science ship that we just crafted, and let's see about, yeah, here we go. So the Keeper of the Vaults is not anywhere. So we're going to put them on our science ship, and I want them to go over to these systems that we just attacked all those species from, and I'm going to survey them because I want to know, for starters, what's up with this shielded world. I roleplay an arms dealer. Yo, that has actually been a planned playthrough of mine, is playing with a megacorp species. And actually, we had a community poll a while back about what type of empires you guys want me to play with. Driven assimilators was the first option, and megacorp was the next. And so, you know what? You might have just given me some inspiration for my next playthrough. So here we have another newer planet. No jobs available on this world just yet. While it says it's a generator world, it's not necessarily where I kind of want it to be just yet, but maybe, who knows? We might do that. We might make this another forge world. More alloys never hurt, and we have a lot of minerals right now. And so, yeah, let's look into building some more of these industrial districts. And so we'll have 2 forge worlds now, which a lot of these planets should have some decent jobage. Here, this planet is starting to increase its habitability just by a little bit, and I think that's because of the new pops that we have growing. Yes, we have lithoids now. And so we're actually growing and assembling pops at the same time. Very nice. And so let's go ahead and add some more industrial districts to this planet. We'll come back to it a little bit later on. Here's our generator world. Not bad, not bad. I want to see what jobs are being worked. And so it's not telling me what the workers do. Or the clerks. I believe they increase amenities, but I'm not seeing any details about what they do right now. And so we may just look into, we'll probably just add another generator district to it. I can live with the low crime right now. Here we have another tech world, and so I definitely want some more technology on this planet. I'm going to start by building a research lab, and let's increase the housing as well since it's at 4. And all I'm doing, guys, right now is just jumping through my planets, making sure our pops have jobs. Yo, Lund, what's going on? Clerks give trade and small amounts of amenities. Copy that. I knew it was something amenity related. I didn't remember the whole trade value thing, but yes. Clerks also get boosted with the mercantile tree. Oh, yes, I do remember that. I don't know how many clerks I have, but you know what? I'm pretty sure adding them all up together, we probably have a lot total. And so maybe we might go down that tree. I'm not sure just yet, but hopefully you're having a wonderful Saturday Lund. And welcome to our Empire of Feathers playthrough. And so here's a refinery world that we have. Since a lot of these types of buildings are going to either mostly burn into my minerals, I might start squeezing another mineral district on this planet. Looks like I'm a little low on minerals right now. And let's see what my special resources look like. And so we're currently maxed out at minor artifacts. We'll look into spending those in just a moment. Plenty of exotic gases, plenty of volatile motes. I would probably like to either add on to that. There, we'll add some more volatile motes because I do have a world that I'm going to be designating to be a stronghold world. And actually that was it. Yeah, we might make this planet my stronghold planet. Let's do that. So we'll scrap these two buildings for now, and we're gonna change the designation of this world to a fortress world. And so that way we're gonna go ahead and start by building some more of these stronghold buildings. And let's really look into increasing our naval capacity even further. More. Now back over here to the galactic community. Want to make sure that yes, we are still on recess right now. And yo. If I abstain from this, I'm curious to see if it's going to take away from the diplomatic support. But I'd really like for the buzzword standardization to be our next resolution that we vote on. And honestly, I could probably get away with doing it this way, where I'm going to take away a let me see what do we have. Moving that envoy should get us closer to, it got us closer, but we're still not there just yet. If I assign one more envoy, there it is. It's now the top proposal. And so the buzzword standardization, I want to support this resolution. I want that to be passed. Now we found a moon base. Yes, here it is. So guys, since the beginning of this game, maybe not the beginning, but earlier on in the game, one of my goals was to see what is going on with this shielded world here. And I'm pulling up every icon except for that one. Here we go. And so here in the background, we have a planet that had these ancient mining drones in orbit of it. We attacked them, we destroyed them, and now we have this moon base. Actually, this is not even the shielded world. This is just the moon right next to it. But I do want to know more about the shielded world. Ruins of a large base complex of some kind can be found inside of a large crater on this moon. It must have been abandoned thousands of years ago. The energy barrier that encompasses the nearby planet appears to originate from a source directly beneath this ancient base. And so this is going to be our dig site that we are going to be definitely looking into for the stream. I definitely want to know more about that. And so I thought I had a science ship underway heading that way. I want to get that. I want that. And so I'm going to move both of my construction ships over here. Let me see where my scientist is. And so I have one that is here currently excavating an archaeological dig site. This is the Shattered. And so this is back with the Baul. So we'll be researching two dig sites, the Baul and the Shattered. We have improved reactor boosters. And so next up, let's go with the cold fusion reactor. And one of my subjects, let's see, the Ikar-Zurian Union. Where are you guys located? Right here. They keep changing their federation type, or not their federation type, but their subject type. And I'm going to negotiate the agreement here. And so right now, we're currently set as their protectorate. Cool. And we'll keep it that way. I'm going to take a look at a couple of my other subjects as well. Here's another one. This is a hive species. Very loyal. Actually, not as loyal as they could be, but let's see. I wonder why. We've restricted their voting. There goes that tax once again. And that's about that. That's a done deal. All the way over here, I want to see what's going on with this empire. We're losing a little bit of loyalty with them as well, but let's see about negotiating our agreement here. And so really I just really want to try and restrict their voting. And since we are in a federation, even if I change this overlord conflict to none, they'll still have to join me in battle. And so this does increase their new monthly loyalty per month. And I'm going to actually jump over and add, let's see, what could we add that would give us more of what we would want? And so we could either go for tech, but I think I might lean into the advanced resources. And so we're gonna go ahead and proceed with this. We took their diplomacy away, and they'll be voting in favor of how we choose to. And so, yeah, buzzword standardization is starting to get some more momentum here in the galactic community, and we'll see what goes on there a little bit later on. And so they agreed to this agreement, and now we're getting even more advanced resources from them. Probably the Prakriti, them angry little geckos on that shielded world. I've never seen this situation completed before. Or maybe I have, I just don't remember it, but we'll definitely get to work on that here in a little bit. Now, I feel like I keep moving my construction ships over here, and we're going to do that once again. Okay, and so outside of that, planets have been managed. It looks like ships are being upgraded. And what is this? A rogue moon base. Oh yeah, that's back over here. What? And so the mysteries of Yang Prio 3A have been revealed. That's this planet right here. It says a detailed survey revealed that the moon is slightly lopsided, with the far side of the moon having a disproportionately large share of total mass. Now, the reason for this, we believe, is that the Yang Prio 3A once orbited another planet, which was destroyed in a cataclysmic explosion. Now, the extra thickness on the far side of this world is because that was the side which faced its original planet, and the extra material is part of a mass of that planet, which was blown into the Yang Prio 3A moon, knocking it out of orbit and sending it eventually into orbit of the Robin Red. That's the current planet that is right here above my noggin. And so we speculate the planet was destroyed by a weapon, or perhaps just an attempt to create a power source based on dark matter, as there is a high concentration of it in the planetary material coating of the far side of the moon. And so this is astounding. And now I believe we have the research option for dark matter drawing, and we have found a dark matter deposit here. And so 2 wins right there, and we'll definitely take advantage of that a little bit later on in the game. But talk about a nice bonus there. Let's go ahead and jump over here to our fleet manager and reinforce some more ships here. We got a couple of corvettes queued up and ready to go. And we're gonna go ahead and get our fleets back on track. We don't want these other Xenos thinking they can wreck us or destroy us or anything like that. And so for engineering technology, let's go for those powered exoskeletons. That should not take a long time to complete. This will increase worker pop resource output. And right now we have 122 pops. And so I would love to have a lot more. We're gonna try and solve that here in just a moment. Now, over here with prosperity, we're gonna go with the interstellar franchising tradition. This says a focus on franchising allows even the most mundane planet to open thriving, dynamic businesses, providing local jobs and increasing trade value. Now, what this does is it decreases upkeep from jobs. And yes, I do agree, Red Robin is absolutely delicious. I just had some, like, what, maybe a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago? Good stuff. It was my first time, actually maybe my second time. Actually, I take that back. I think I've had Red Robin a few times, and so good though every single time I go. All right, so the Vengralian Triumph is back, and they say offering refunds betrays a lack of confidence in your products. We have full confidence in our products. I'm going to say Shosher Wares, and they want to offer us a Triumph brand bunk bed. It says that these innovative, space-efficient, stackable sleep receptacles increase the habitation potential of planetary housing, allowing you to squeeze in more capita per square meter. Now, all this for the low price of 500 Unity. Okay, I don't have the Unity for it now, but the mechanical process of its zeitgeist absorption is poorly misunderstood and can be unnerving, but it is completely harmless. A one-time delivery to a single colony only. Now, bunk beds are guaranteed to last 80 years and no longer. Increases housing by 10% for the duration. And so I'm going to say not right now, but can we get back with them a little bit later about it? Because we do not have enough Unity for that at the moment. All right, so we mentioned earlier about buying pops off the market, and right now I have a bunch of energy credits. And so let's look into, it looks like a lot of robots are on the market. I want to see if we could maybe buy one of these on preferably a world that, you know what, this planet right here, Talon's Butch. This is a factory world, but really I'm going to put most robots on this planet. And so I'm going to go ahead and start building a handful more industrial districts for what is this? Talon's Bunch. And let's see about buying those robots now. So here it is here. It has 2 jobs available. We'll start by just getting 2 robots on the planet. And we'll see what that does. I don't know how my spiritualist species... Oh, wow. We have them set as undesirables. Oh, no. We're purging them. And we get nothing from purging species. And so, you know what? Let's just put them back on the market. All right. We've learned a lesson here. So if you're playing with a spiritualist species, you will want to purge your robots here. And so we're going to put them back on the market. Sorry about that. And instead, the next time we find some spiritual species, we will definitely try, or no, we'll just try to find some organics and buy them instead. Now, back over here to this problematic pre-FTL species. It says that for the rebels of this world, the future appears grim. Under the inspired leadership of Cornan, pro-unification forces have seized power in most of the planet's population centers. Now, unity is imposed with an iron fist. Any dissent is swiftly crushed. If you are a spiritualist, they hate robots, yes. And I don't know if I want to change the allowance of robots because I have some factions that would definitely go against that, but they're big factions, so I don't want to lose support with them. Right now, both factions I have... Oh, wow. Unhallowed ground. So setting foot on any tomb worlds, even for the purpose of terraforming, will upset this alliance of spiritualists. And so the fact that we are doing that right now, that may upset them a little bit, but no worries. We have another faction here. They want... This is more of like a Xeno-friendly faction. So we're going to stick with the alliance of spiritualists for now. And maybe I will terraform the planet so that maybe the effect of that will not last any longer. But man, unfortunately, I'm not able to buy the 3 racket pops from this enclave here, this racket industrial enterprise. So we'll say not interested to move along. But what we are interested in is a new society technology. And so here I'm going to skim through. I want to see, maybe we'll go for the extra starbase capacity next. And then we'll come back to this later on. But our fleet capacity is increased. I would love to build some more ships here. Even though, we don't have as many hostiles out there. I still try to prepare myself in case we have a battle that, I don't know, an empire may try to declare war on us. Opinions can change. Spiritualist factions is weird. They aren't too keep happy, but if they are upset, things go bad fast. Yeah, and I rarely play spiritualist or fanatic spiritualist empires at that. But this time around, I was like, you know what, let's give it a shot. See how it works. And this system is not fully surveyed just yet. Where are my science ships?
New technology discovered.
And so we just got another insight available, and we have a technology that's been completed. And so here it is, the powered exoskeletons is complete. Let's go for super solid materials next to give us a nice little tech boost. Now, on this world here, it looks like we have some excessive overcrowding right now. How's that so? I have so much housing available. I don't have as many pops on this planet. And what in the world is going on with, I got some, I know exactly what this is. And so we had a leader earlier on that decided to just go rogue, and now they think they're a god on a pre-FTL planet. Now, this is where it's happening at. This Avior 2 world. And it says that the nation state of Avior 2 that shot down our shuttle has forced our captured scientists to design new instruments of war for their military. With this equipment, they've successfully invaded several neighboring states and are now in the process of uniting the entire planet under their rule. This is intolerable. We cannot allow this, and so AVIOR. I gotta go to the system and see what is going on. And so here we have this is where one of our scientists went rogue. And honestly, I'm almost tempted to just invade the planet. But right now I see that they have a couple of armies on this world. Man. Here, I'm going to embark all of our armies right now. And this may not be a good look. Oh, our pre-FTL interference does not allow this, and so thank goodness. Oh, I was like, all right, do I just invade the world? But we'll see what happens with that whole situation. Now I know where it's happening. Here in the Avior system, we have a leader that is just causing all kinds of situations here on our world. And so we finally have the unity. We are going to be able to unlock the bunk bed deployment decision. And they say, pleasure doing business with you. We say, okay. And yeah, we are back here to, this is the moon-based dig site. It is now the Shattered. And so we've managed, oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. This is the last Bowel dig site. And so we have managed to extract some data fragments from the particularly well-preserved Bowel biocomputer fossil. And it says that this 10 million year old relic appears to contain pedagogical information intended for immature members of the species, not yet ready to receive the full range of the hive mind's neural connection. Young Bowel or saplings were introduced to growth techniques and nutrition in a more curated experience. Now, these findings suggest that the Bowel Society prized terrestrial landscaping and ecosystem management, and were also highly dependent on it for their survival. And so this is intriguing, and we get more minor artifacts from that. Let's actually jump to our minor artifacts here in our Society Management tab. Here we go. Oh no. So guys, back to, we'll take a look at this situation in a moment. Let's see how we can spend our minor artifacts. And let's see, we could discover an L-gate insight. Let's give that a shot. And so that'll give us an L-gate insight gained right there. And then I'm going to go back to this Avior system. This is where that leader went rogue, and it says that we've received alarming reports from the surface of Avior 2 that it looks like our rogue scientist is consolidating power. She has given one of the feudal kingdoms access to advanced weaponry, and they are now in the process of conquering the rest of the planet in her name. A plan has been proposed to forcibly extract her, but it will require significant ground forces. There's no telling what effect this will have on the native population, as many have come to see her as a god. And so I'm here to consolidate the power of Yang. Yo, what's going on, Old Man Mordaith? We're currently dealing with a rogue scientist right now that has pretty much declared themselves a god on a planet, and now they're using our technology to conquer the world. And that's happening in this system right here that we kind of have just isolated right now. Careful, don't want the Tempest to wipe you out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm not near any gateways, but yeah, we'll keep that in mind. Now, I'm going to go ahead and launch this operation. It says the operation is a go. We will try to remove her. And so this issues the project, extract the missing scientist. Better a rogue scientist than a bard scientist or a cleric scientist. These are true things right now. And so if I decide to not do this, this would actually advance this planet to the machine age, and that would increase their awareness of us by 100. And so I'm going to say negative. We're going to remove her. This is also going to increase awareness as well, but it's a risk we are willing to take. And so that is going to begin a timed project, and I'm going to need 2 transport ships in that system. Unfortunately, I got 2 armies. I'm going to embark all of them, and I wonder if this will count. Let's see. Can we research that? I'm not sure. Oh, yes, we can. So we'll have them research the projects in that system. A barbarian scientist, exactly. We have a scientist that has lost their marbles, and now they're just changing the history of those pre-FTL species. It must not be. It can't be condoned. No way. Okay. And so outside of that, though, let's see. Resources still looking pretty solid thanks to our subjects. I wanted to reach over here and see. Oh, these guys are inferior. I wonder if we could propose subjugation. You're pretty weak. Are you sure you don't want for us to subjugate you? Because we could, and we would do a great job at it. So still no chance there of subjugating them. Let me reach out to maybe a few other empires in the galaxy and see. Oh, these guys are already subjects. All right, lots of empires out there. Lots of chances for business opportunities. Oh, we could offer these guys association status. I must lurk, buddy. Murtok says, cite your sources. Rawr! Yes, yes, I love it. And so yeah, right now we're just kind of looking around for potential subjects out there in the galaxy. There are lots of just mini empires. Oh yeah, they're not having it either. And so, nah, no worries though. I'm not going to try and just subjugate everyone just yet, but man, oh man, does it feel nice being an overlord. And so I'm gonna do this one more time. Yeah, these guys are definitely going to say no. Yo, I think our treaty is up. Let's see if we can declare war on this empire. We'll see if they accept subjugation. It looks like they definitely will not. I've built up about 500 influence, and so let's make a few more claims on more of their systems. And so this time I'm going to go for systems that have either some of their home worlds or something in it. And there we go. If we win this war against them, we will be taking a lot more of their worlds. And so yeah, if throw rock, then rock crush head, because rock hard, yes. Yes, but the Lithoids, man, I feel like Lithoids really get some great traits in all of my games. Like every time I play with a Lithoid species, I feel like I'll check their traits out, and they just have like 50 different traits. And I'm glad we have them in my empire now. And so, yo, just gonna do one more quick skim of our worlds here and make sure they are all looking pretty stable here. I see that we have not low jobs, but low housing. So I'll get that city district up. Here, jobs are taking a slight dip, but no worries. We have plenty of industrial jobs on the way. Same thing here. A lot of these plants are looking pretty solid. And so I may just add a building or two on some worlds here now so that once these pops grow, we can avoid any kind of situations. But for the time being, everything's looking pretty good. I do see some crime starting to sprawl up on some of these worlds. And so maybe I'll see about adding a stronghold. I want to see how that impacts crime on planets, if it does, or if I need to build precinct houses instead. Here's, speaking of fortress worlds, another one of our fortress worlds. And so to increase amenities, I'm going to add a hollow theater, and then we're going to jump back over to strongholds on this planet. Actually, we're going to get a lot of buildings queued up there, and we'll come back to it. Yo, we got a new follower here. Let's see here. Fruta Mala, thank you for the follow. Fruta, I now grant you the status of Alpha, the energy of Yang, and the ability to delete all elites. Thank you for the follow, and welcome to our Stellaris stream. Thank you for joining the Knights of Yang. This is the Empire of Feathers. This is our common ground avian playthrough, a empire led by birds, and we're trying to soar above all other empires. And I think right now we are doing a phenomenal job at that. But what we're not doing a phenomenal job at is this planet right here. This new world order situation is continuing, and it says the instability caused by the corrupt and infectual local leaders on this planet has galvanized public support around the rebels' cause. Now, in the planet's major urban centers, Corman has ordered their troops to carry out the series of brutal street-by-street incursions to weed out the resistance. And so this is very unfortunate, and now that's going to add some devastation to that world. And so this is how bad things can get if you let a rogue scientist go out and about and just kind of decide they're going to rule a planet. You're causing some complete chaos in the world. And yo, speaking of chaos, the cooperative research channels. Okay, yeah, I can definitely vote for this. It looks like this one snuck up on the queue in the Galactic community, but it'll increase diplomatic weight through tech, and research station output will be increased as well. And so we'll go ahead and support this, and so will all of my subjects. And it looks like right now it's currently leading in the Galactic community. We'll come back to that a little bit later on once we get closer to passing or failing that resolution. And we have an asteroid approaching a world. What world is it? Let's see. This is another pre-FTL planet, and so I'm just going to squeeze on maybe a defensive platform or two, and that alone should be enough to take out that asteroid. And so even one should probably be okay. And hopefully our pre-FTLs on that side of the galaxy don't take any losses there. We have a governing ethics shift in the Yeon Enterprise. That's one of our allies. And yes, the Galactic community is in session. Natural selection, let the asteroid hit. Look, I kind of like to keep them safe. I want them to like naturally form as an empire without having any kind of crazy. I mean, I would love for like an empire to protect Earth if we had an asteroid hitting us. And so, yeah, we got radio signals going on here. This is a new situation. It says our detection instruments have for the first time picked up a radio signal emanating from this world. Oh, this is where the rogue is. It says the industrialized alien civilization has evidently begun experimenting with wireless transmissions. Now, elsewhere on the planet, reports have come in detailing the launch of basic aircraft, barring some unforeseen development. This civilization's technology progress will continue at a rapid pace, and so we need to monitor these signals. And we got our observation post here. I would really like to indoctrinate their society, but we'll hold off for now. We gotta wait. What? Who's being attacked? Where? Oh, that's the asteroid. So my defensive platform is up. It is now firing at that asteroid. And so we got a little Armageddon type situation going on there. But I'm pretty sure we should be able to destroy that. Oh, we got a Federation fleet that just rocked in there and destroyed that. And so the asteroid has been destroyed. The asteroid that was heading towards that planet has been destroyed before it could reach the planet's surface. What fragments reached the atmosphere burned up safely before they caused any harm. Now, aside from having witnessed what must have been a spectacular meteor shower, the unenlightened aliens on that planet have no idea how close to extinction they have become. And so this is going to give us 2,000 minerals, and that's a win right there. Now over here we have another, what is this? Oh, we got crystalline shards that have spawned out of nowhere. Okay, wait, this is still where that shielded planet is. But yeah, we're gonna have to clear them out ASAP. And so, they got a pretty small fleet right now. I could probably just get by with, you know what, let's put our, oh, that's our Federation fleet. They're all the way there. Let's see, all of my fleets are actually in the nest system. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put our Paragon to use and have them travel up there to destroy those crystals. Now, for starters, I'm going to make this system not restricted, so that our fleets do not travel through through that system. Now, our subject has changed from they're now a protectorate under my control. They changed their subject stance. Cool stuff. And so, cold fusion power. We've completed that technology, and next up for physics tech, we still have plenty of energy credits. You know what? I'm gonna get a head start here and see if we can jump right into dark matter drawing. This will allow me to exploit dark matter as a resource, and we'll get right away to working on that right now. And ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna have a moment of silence here. Our ruler has just died. This is our third leader that has died in this run right now. But this was our big leader right here. And it says that our great governor Starwing Eurus passed away at the age of 95. We are going to launch the deceased into space. And this is our xenophile decision here. And so, it says that the remarkable deeds of our dead ruler now warranted her one last voyage through space. A capsule containing the governor's remains is ceremonially launched into the void alongside poems, charts, recordings, and other memorabilia brought by various dignitaries. And one day, the governor's vessel may find a new home out there, completing her final mission. Go now to the stars. Fly among the stars, bird person, yes. And so let's actually take a look at who our new leader is. And so now it is the Plume of Scientists, or no. Oh my goodness. Oh, we had a successful extraction. Hold up. So we'll come back to this in a moment. The rogue leader that's been causing all these problems on this pre-FTO world, it says we have successfully extracted the rogue scientist from Avian 2. Hundreds of unenlightened were tragically gunned down when they launched the suicidal attacks against our forces in a futile attempt to protect their god. Now, our legal system will now deal with the scientist, but the impact of these events on the planet's civilization must be immense. They still possess some of our technology, and their deity has just been spirited away by invaders from the stars. Now, at least one problem has been dealt with. Wow. Wow. And so we've finally gotten that rogue scientist off that planet. Now, let's take a look. Our new heir, we have a new heir? Actually, hold up. Let's look. So the avius plume of, let's change this. I'm gonna name him Hawkeye. There we go. Our aviatress Hawkeye is our new ruler, and our Bleak of High Sky is our new heir. And so excellent. Very excellent. Now let's go back to our council, and let's look into adding another vault, keeper of the vaults. And so I have one scientist that actually, we know it. We're gonna have to recruit another. Yeah, look at these leaders. They look pretty sweet. But I already have a scientist that is the head of research right now, and so I'm wondering, could I change this position? I don't think I can right now, which is tragic, but I might have to just leave that position open because we are already maxed out of our leader capacity here. We can only have 8. We do have 8. Most of them are admirals for my fleets. But speaking of fleets, let's go ahead and look into upgrading some of these, at least the ones that we can. There we go. We'll get that one squared away. And this fleet's actually preparing to attack the crystalline shard. And so, oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached level 4 of our Federation. This right here is going to be very good. And so let's check it out. Here it is, level 4. We have a couple of new traits. We have 3 new traits. The first one being, excuse me guys, I got a little itch in my nose. The empowerment of priestly class. Now, the more priest, the less spiritual impurity we will be forced to tolerate. The effect of this this modifier from our Federation, it says that hold up guys, before we look at these traits from our Federation level 4, let's go ahead and get Gatorbot knighted in here. Gator, I now grant you the status of Alpha, the energy of Yang, and the ability to delete all elites. Thank you for the follow, and welcome to our Stellaris stream. Yo, guys, holy moly. The first trait from our level 4 Federation is the empowerment of priestly class, and so this is going to have our unity focused colony designations that will produce an extra 1 priest job per 25 pops. Cool stuff. Then after that, we have saintly hierarchy. Now, with our increased focus on matters of spirituality, the priestly classes have swelled to unwielding proportions. The most talented among them shall now be promoted into an expanded ecclesiastical, I can't even say that word right, leadership. And so sacred nexuses are the equivalent building, providing 1 high priest. Nice. And then our final trait is the shroud dwelling. And so the shroud is the future. We shall make it ours. And the shroud dwell cooldown will be decreased by 20%. On top of that, we can now go to our laws here, and we can change our Federation centralization to high. Now, this is going to decrease our monthly cohesion just a little bit, but it will now, if we pass this law, we will be able to add a new succession type for how we select our new leader. We'll have a new war declaration where the president decides, and the president can decide what members can and cannot join our Federation. And so let's go ahead and get started on that now. It looks like the majority of the Federation will vote and agree with that, but again, we'll wait and see what happens. And there it is. It has succeeded. And so you are doing a Holy Covenant Fed, then look into upgrading the planets. Forget the name, but you use Unity to upgrade them and have more output. I think less job upkeep. Copy that. And maybe we will get another planet colonized here soon that we can use for Unity. But yes, we have now passed that high Federation centralization law. Let's jump back over here, and now we can change the succession type to strongest, but it looks like the other members of the galaxy or of our Federation do not want this. And so we're not going to propose it right now. We'll wait a little bit later. And yeah, they don't want to give the Federation president too much power, but no worries. We still have plenty of time to reach level 5 of this Federation. And so, yeah, going back to this New World Order on this pre-FTL planet, like I said, this planet has seen some things, all right? They've seen some things. Given the failure of any one group to seize control of this planet, this world has descended into chaos. Local warlords vie for power, and increasingly radical social movements spring up overnight. As the planet continues through the great upheaval in its history, peace remains a distant dream. And so this scientist, man, just completely wrecked this world, and now they have another 20% or just 20 devastation. But we gained a lot of society research from that. And so yeah, interesting stuff happening in those systems. Now for my science ship, let's see, I think we need a new scientist now. Jeez Louise, I did not have enough scientists. We'll keep it at 1 for now, and if an admiral dies at some point in the game, we may just build another science ship or something. But for now, there's not a whole lot going on in the galaxy to have a second one. We'll hold off. But yo, we are now Federation President of a level 4 Holy Covenants. We grow stronger. All right, so let's go ahead and have our construction ship automatically construct around the galaxy. We got a bunch of minerals here. Just going to sell some of these for now. And let's see if we can squeeze some more alloys here and get some more ships going. And so just reinforcing a cruiser and a destroyer. Good stuff, good stuff. And outside of that, there's not much I can really do right now besides declaring war on the Union of Havenstar. Now, the Shattered. We're at the biocomputer remnant. This is back with the Baul. And it says that the discovery of another ancient Baul biocomputer remnant has yielded further insight into this planet, or this plantoid hive mind's history. The Baul appear to have originated from a single planet, its location unknown, and mere plant life. Now, prehistoric Baul were all clones of their parent plants and gradually developed the capacity for hive consciousness over millions of years of slow, peaceful growth on their home planet. This is remarkable. And so once again, we get more minor artifacts, which is absolutely good. And what is this? A couple of empires have declared war. Interesting. And so I believe that's taking place over here on the right side. It's somewhere over here. Wait a second.
New technology.
Yeah, I'm not sure where these empires are right now. Oh yeah, they are over here on the right side. And so yeah, these empires over here are at war. All right, so we got another society tech, and let's jump over to let's look into one of these insight technologies. And so yeah, we got the Xeno aesthetics. Gives me a chance for an extra envoy, or compact living, decreasing empire size effect. Let's give this one a shot and continue diving into those insight techs a little bit later on so that we can get another envoy available. Now, I'm seeing that I got a nice little surge of consumer goods. Let's look around here and let's see if we can maybe, just maybe, spin some of those. And so we have a tech world here. We'll go ahead and add a research lab to that now. And I'm gonna build 2 city districts on this planet so that we can start utilizing some more of those consumer goods. Outside of that though, everything else is looking pretty solid. We just may want to get a head start on adding some more space to some of these worlds so that we can add jobs later on. And so you may see me adding 2 of the city districts to some of these planets. That way we can open up more building slots. And so here, yep, same thing. More of those, and outside of that, I think we are looking pretty solid. Let's go ahead and keep our game going. And yeah, we are in the year 2269, soon to enter the year 2270. And I believe we are getting closer to the mid-game. And so, yeah, while that's going on, I think we may get ready to declare war against the Union of Havenstar. And let's move our ships into position. This will be our 3rd time attacking this species. And now with the power to control our federated fleets, we will use those as well. We're going to gather our ships together too. And we're going to move those in position as well to invade some planets right away. I'm seeing here that, yeah, they have a planet with only 2 pops on it. Not a whole lot, but a planet that'll be easily colonizable. And this actually may be the end of the Union of Havenstar. We have a lot of claims on their systems. Their home world is currently here, but we don't have a lot of intel on it just yet. All right, so we got another hostile fleet somewhere. What's going on? Oh yeah, we're actually attacking these guys now. Now, geez Louise, you guys are probably like, yo, I am tired of hearing about this pre-FTL planet and all their new world order situations. I think we're getting to the end of the situation, and it says, in a stunning display of strategy, Corman has crushed the planet's resistance. Sleeper agents in the rebel ranks precipitated a coordinated and planet-wide attack. Before the rebel commanders knew what was happening, their positions were overwhelmed. This pre-FTL species planet is now a unified world, and so it has been understood. We get a lot of society tech from this, and this will now conclude the new world order situation.
Alert. Spaceborne
So cool stuff.
life
We're also attacking the crystalline shard. We'll get them squared away there, and bingo, they've been destroyed. Let's go for those plasma thrusters next for technology, and let's grab our fleets and move them up in position as well. So really, I would like to have some hyper relay technology in the future, because we got a lot of systems to cover across the galaxy from one side to the next. Now, I'm going to go ahead and increase my naval capacity once again with 2 more anchorages. And for this here, I'm going to add that communication disruptor or communication jammer. Okay, and so we got some debris that we could research, but I only have 1 scientist at the moment. An industrial revolution. And so oh yeah, this is that same species. They've entered a new era in its history, having deployed into a fully industrialized society. Now, the diplomatic or the dramatic effects of this revolution can be seen across the planet, and factories have sprung up everywhere. New medicines have been resulted in the increased population growth, and scientific innovations are appearing with increasing regularity. What? And so continuing to survey this planet will be a must, and we're going to continue to see how they are growing as a empire. All right, and so once again, another favor has been collected. Let's check on the Galactic community, and we are still voting on the cooperative research channels. We have less than 500 days until this is complete. It could go any kind of way right now, but there are more supporters for this resolution than there are opponents. And so that's looking pretty solid. Got a lot of upkeep resources here, and so we'll go ahead and sell these. And now that I got a bunch of energy credits, again, let's reinforce those fleets as they get ready to go into our this may be our 4th war now with Havenstar.
new technology
This may be the last one. So we've completed the combat living technology, and next up, when we complete this tech, one of these insight techs, we could do more damage to our rivals. We'll definitely knock that out. Here, we could probably declare them a rival. They're currently hostile towards us. We'll just go with declaring them a rival there. And now we've colonized another planet. And so this is a colony. Now, someone mentioned earlier, I think it was Lund, about having a Unity-based world. And usually I don't go for those as much, but this world I'm willing to go for it. And so a ecclesiastical center says the entire world is dedicated to unifying our empire. And so this will give us an extra priest output and decreased priest upkeep. And on top of that, per 25 pops, we get an extra priest job. And so that's we will change to for sure. And we'll give this a shot and see how it works out. And so we'll start by adding we'll add 2 city districts here. And let's go to our, where is it at? It's not a Unity producing world. You are ascending or upgrading your planets. Ah, okay. Copy that. Got that slightly mixed up there. So for Unity here, we have a temple. Priests turn consumer goods into Unity and amenities. We'll get started on, we'll add 2 of those and then a monument. And so we'll start getting those priests up and going and doing their faith thing on their planet. They're praising their bird god on their world. And here my head of research has a veteran level. The reason I mention it is because I believe the Spiritualist Federation type gives you bonus to ascended planets. Copy that, and especially as we get ready to reach level 5 of that as well. That'll be nice. And so for our veteran level here for the Claws of Ivory, let's go with, let's see, we got a couple of options. Let's go with that anomaly research speed modifier from the Explorer trait. And so there we go, another level for the Claws of Ivory. We got another planet we've colonized. Ships are almost in orbit. We got one fleet that is sitting in orbit. The rest are playing catch up. They're halfway there though. And yeah, here in a little bit, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be declaring our 4th war against the Union of Havenstar. I'm pretty sure these guys are sick of us. The Galactic Rack Hegemony. Why are you guys taking back commercial packs? I thought we were good. What's the dealio here? And so they're currently wary of us, and I wonder why. Because we're rivals with their allies. Okay, and they're allied to our rivals. They think we are, no, we think they're militaristic fools. And so there's all kinds. They think we're spiritualist fools. And so a lot of back and forthing here. Okay, I see how it's going to be. So I think our opinions are starting to shift here with the lithoid species. Okay, I see how we're going to play that game. They're also at war with another empire as well. These Synthonian Junction Empire. Okay. That's cool, I guess. But yeah, as soon as my ships are only 2 systems away, and we are almost prepared for battle. I don't see any of their ships anywhere. And so we'll definitely be taking advantage of their inferior fleet power right now. And let's see, are we almost there? Another leader is dead. One of our governors, the Eyes of Lavender, has died at the age of 95. Chant for their souls, and we're going to say until we meet again. Now, we're going to need a new leader here, and let's jump to our government tree because we have not had a Keepers of the Vault for quite some time. And I think we're going to go ahead now and go for a scientist to fill that role in. And so here we have a actual lithoid. I like kind of mixing up the council seat every once in a while and getting another species besides a bird species on this floor. Let's give it a shot. They have the archaeologist trait. Actually, you know what? This Beak of Olive is kind of nice. They have that leader lifespan trait and -1 towards leader maximum negative traits. And so them, I can't pass up on that. And there we go. We have a Keepers of the Vault. Now, let's go back to our shipyards and we're going to queue up. This is where I was building that science ship earlier for. We'll get one going now and we're back to having 2 scientists instead of just 1. Now my fleets are almost in position once again. We're going to go ahead and upgrade a base or 2 if we can, or better yet, just building a base. Let's get another one spawned up somewhere so that we can increase that naval cap, because now we can have 15 bases total. And I'm just going to queue up 1 for now. Ships are in position. The curators reach out, and yes, we would like to purchase their service to increase our research speed by that 10% again. It is time. It is time. A resolution has been passed. Nice. And so I think that came from, or the resolution that was passed will increase our diplomatic weight from technology, and the buzzword standardization has to be a next. Now, here we have an empire that is starting to catch up with us when it comes to diplo weight, and we got to be very careful about that. Let me reach out and see if there are any kind of laws that we could possibly reform here. And I'm wondering if we could form the Galactic Council. It has already been proposed, and so this I will definitely support. Birth of the Galactic Council is a thing right now. It could pass, but who knows? We'll see. We may have to wait a little bit depending on what the people want to focus on in our galactic community. Now, as soon as this fleet enters this system, it is go time, ladies and gentlemen. We are now going to declare war against the Union of Havenstar. If I can. Oh, wow. We have another... What? We have another truce with these guys until the year 2281 now. Jeez Louise. Well, I was prepared to attack, but it looks like that is not going to be the case here. I can send my fleets through their borders, but that seems a little... Oh, actually, I can't. They've closed their borders towards us. Okay. That's how we want to do this then? I'm just going to keep making some more claims on their systems. And there we go, a handful more systems to claim, and we're gonna have to wait another 10 years before we can attack these guys. I was pretty sure it was much shorter than that, but it looks like negative there. And so now I have another envoy available due to these insight technologies. And let's go for our next tech. You know, let's just knock out this satisfying insults. More potent insults that we can dish towards our rivals. And back with the Grunner and the Baul, this is the Grunner data crystal situation from the Shattered Dig Site. And so a Grunner data crystal has been recovered, and dating to some 7 million years ago, the data crystal contains partially readable military records pertaining to the planet's invasion. Now, apparently, the Grunner were expecting some measure of armed resistance and were not impressed by the incredibly slow-moving Baul. Now, the record describes the ease of which the Baul's delayed responses were circumvented in a highly derogatory fashion. Every last system, yes, we will try to. I need more influence for that. And so once again, we get 50 more minor artifacts from that. And yeah, the last Baul situation continues. And so here we just built another star base, and this one, once again, more anchorages and a hydroponics bay. We have another tradition available, and we're completing our 4th tradition tree with the public works division. And so our growing cities will be augmented by inspired public works on a scale never seen before. To that end, we govern a new government agency must be formed to oversee their construction. And so this final prosperity tradition tree that we're going to be selecting will increase our city districts will provide 1 additional housing. Any ring world city segments or Ecumenopolis residential arcologies will also provide additional housing. All right, so before we look at our ascension perk, completing the prosperity tree will give us 5% more resources from jobs. It doesn't say what type of job, it just says jobs. So I'm going to imagine that's all jobs. And then it gives us that ascension perk. Let's look at what we got here. And so we got a couple of good options. You know what? I want to keep going in on the diplomatic weight. And so Galactic Contender could be a good option. Defenders of the Galaxy, that could increase everyone's opinion. Okay. That could be an option as well. Let's go with that Galactic Contender. Even though there's no fallen empires that have awakened or anything just yet, this will increase. Pretty much, let's just go through it. So the Galactic Contender Ascension perk says that the fallen empires cling to the ruins of their decrepit civilizations, ever fearful of the younger and more dynamic races that surround them. Now, their time has long since passed. This increases our diplomatic weight by 20. It increases our damage to fallen empires, awakened empires, and gate builders by 33%. And as we get closer into this mid-game area here, I think that might help us out a little bit. And so Galactic Contender it shall be. And I want to go back to the Galactic community to see how much that increases my Diplo weight, since we are currently tied for first place here. And so now we are back at first place, and I might go ahead and, yeah, we're going to assign another envoy. There we go. That puts us back in first place. I'm just waiting for it to officially put me there. And so these guys have recalled their embassy. I don't know what their deal is with us right now, but they're not having it. This rack hegemony is like getting kind of sassy with us, and we may be getting ready to prepare for the worst. Rack, what is the deal? And so again, I was wanting to declare war on the Havenstar, and we've been exposed to a pre-FTL species. Now, we have been careless conducting operations in the AVR system without bothering to hide our activities. Despite their modest technology level, even the Naboridian Society have taken notice of our activity. First contact is now unavoidable. And so, talk about unfortunate. Here they are. They say, there you are. We've been waiting for you to initiate contact for so long. We decided to make the first move. What happens now? And so we say, greetings, friends. And that's going to give... we're going to get 100% intel on this pre-FTL species. Cool stuff. Back over to our physics tech. Let's go with the antimatter reactor technology. And yeah, they now have full awareness of us. And so the species that this is the system where my rogue scientist went and just completely altered the history of that planet. And now they have first contact with us. And they're probably like, what in the world? Like, what are you guys doing? We're going to be like, yo, we don't know. We made a mistake there. And so over here, this is my generator world. And right now we have low amenities. Let's go ahead and add a holo theater to this planet. And again, we have all of that consumer good usage right now that we could put to use. And so we will definitely be doing that. Here, you may notice that I have a lot of housing compared to available jobs, but we have plenty of jobs here that we still have not been able to upgrade. And we have our first agenda of the stream here that we are going to launch. And so this is the open arms agenda. And when we launch this is going to give me a huge boost to pop growth from immigration. It's going to give me a trade value boost. It's going to increase my external leader pool size by 2. And our xenophile ethics attraction will be increased by 40%. And so there it is. And let's get ready to select another agenda. And so we got a couple of options here. Oh, favorite society could be really nice. The military buildup, I think I have to go for though, so that we can increase those fleets and build more ships at a much cheaper cost here, especially with empires declaring us rivals like the Rack hegemony up here. This yellow border, they've been threatening us. They've declared us a rival, and we're not going to have it. They're pretty weak to us as well, and so why they would do this, I'm not sure, but they're actually attacking a weaker empire. Now we have, oh no, there's impending doom on Avior 2. Jeez Louise, this poor pre-FTL species, man, they've seen some stuff here in the past couple of centuries, but after having witnessed the apparent rapture of their savior, the inhabitants of this world are not in a good place. Society is splintering and tensions have risen to untenable levels. If we do not take action, they will use our technology to tear themselves apart in a planet-wide religious war. Jeez Louise. And so we're going to go ahead and retrieve our technology. And this says that their society will have they'll shift its ethics towards fanatic spiritualist. And that will happen no matter what option we go with.
Construction online.
And so, geez Louise, that is unfortunate for the pre-FTLs, but we got to get our weapons out of their hands. Now, back over here, we're going to go ahead and upgrade our planetary administration building. And outside of that, still, again, the rest of the world still have plenty of things that we can add to them. Here we have some low amenities and a little bit of crime starting to increase here. And so let's add a precinct house. We may just get rid of it later on once we solve that crime situation. We're just going to nip it into the butt. I also see up top that the Galactic community is in session. We'll see what we are voting on right now. And same thing here. Any planet that has crime, we're going to try and stop it. And so, oh, we got some refugees from another planet. Nice. Very nice. That's because their empire was destroyed. We saw that the Rack is starting to become a menace. And we may have to send them an insult. I'm not sure just yet. But we will cross that bridge when we get there. Okay. And so all I'm doing here, guys, I'm just going through and adding a precinct house to any planet that has crime on it, just to slow it down for now. Adding the amenities to increase the happiness. And here we are offering another Empire Association status. I will automatically say yes to that, since I still have so many years to go to be the president of this federation. And so we got plenty of time for that. Right now, just we want to make sure these worlds remain in order. All right. Let's see here. And so I got a couple of things starting to queue up. Let's kind of hurry here. All right. Let's see. Here we go. All right, so we got two technologies available here. For society tech, we're gonna go with that habitability. We could go down that cybernetic pathway. And then for my society technology, let's jump into some regenerative whole tissue rare technology. Over here, back on my Forge world, let me see. Currently, we have 5 more pops that can be metallurgists, and so we'll give that time there. We should be getting a lot of bonuses from migration treaties, because we launched an agenda that increases our pop growth from those types of worlds. Here we have the moon base. I still want to figure out what's going on with that, and so let's send a fleet over here to... Man, this system still has not been fully surveyed. So let me grab my science ship. Here they are. Actually, do we have another scientist available? Yes, we do. The Keepers of the Vault, and I'm going to have them go ahead and start surveying the system, and then we're going to research the project here afterwards. And so an alien entity has been identified. I call this the floating toilet paper roll. Here it is. Wait, that's not it. Okay, here it is. It's currently surveying over a world. That's not it. There it is. Okay. A little bit harder to see there, but there it is over one of my planets. It says a tubular alien entity has appeared in the orbit of my homeworld, Fathoria, and with no warning or explanation, it appears to be moving without engines or thrusters, gliding in a complete silence through the void of space, cylinders rotating ominously. Now, although it has yet to display any signs of aggression, it refuses to acknowledge our hails. Our military advisors warn that it may pose a considerable threat to the inhabitants below and implore us to engage neutralization protocols. Now, our scientists, however, plead that we insist to learn from this remarkable piece of technology. And we're just going to say for now, yes, we will study it. In the meantime, though, this gives me more emphasis, though, to put a ring around this planet. And so that's my mining station, actually. Let me see here. Let me see where my construction ships are located. Oh, we're exploiting that dark matter resource as well. And so that'll be very good. Let's see. I guess I'll keep my construction ships where they are for now. We've built up some more influence. And so once again, let's make some more claims here. And yes, I am going to make claims on even more of Havenstar systems. Let's jump over here and insult the Rack hegemony. We're going to send them a nice insult. That's going to give me 50 influence. Sweet. All right, so we got another archaeological dig site. This is back to the Shattered and the Grunner and the Bowel situation. And speaking of Grunner, it says another Grunner data crystal has been unearthed, detailing a series of military orders, including the coordinates of another former Bowel colony. Now, our archaeologists, eager to further unravel the history of these two foes, are uploading the data now. Third time's a charm? Here we go. And so a special project, the former Bowel colony investigation, part 3. And so I'm actually going to see where that's taking place at. Let's see here. Precursors, the Bowel, former colony. Let's get that marked up. Oh, that's too many marks there. This is in the Piscis 2. And I'm press F here to search for that Piscis system. There it is. And that is where the Bowel situation is located. And so let's research that project right away. I got to know what's going on with the Bowel. And the Omnian continuity, they say, yo, another protocol has been fulfilled. Significant Beaker presence detected on Egg's Rest. That's our newer planet we just colonized. They're upgrading status of Beakborn Dominion from non-compromised to compliant. And once again, we say, is that good? It should be. Now, I've been building all of these research labs and buildings that cost me consumer goods, and now I'm lacking consumer goods. But no worries, though, because I have a couple of planets here that still have artisan jobs that have not been worked just yet. And so let me jump over to the market. And since I have 44, oh man, all the pops on the market right now are robots. And so I have not outlawed the machines, nor do I think I will change that either. Just because it's going to hurt my factions, but yes, we're going to continue. You know, let's spend some of that on alloys. And now we're going to do a massive fleet reinforcement here, and there are going to be a lot of ships on the way. All right, and so this is going to put other empires in danger. We have about 5 more years until we can declare war on Union of Havenstar. Hopefully, we can do that before the Rack hegemony decides to do it, because they seem to be a little bit stronger than the other empires around them, and they already destroyed another empire a couple of years ago. And so we'll be sure to keep an eye on them as well, make sure that they're not attacking anyone just yet. Now, Union of Havenstar would like to subjugate them, but they're just not having it. And uh-oh, here we go, part 3 of the former Bowel colony. Now, our researchers were excited to discover the location of the 3rd Bowel colony corresponds to a planet still possessing an atmosphere and life. Let's check it out. And so here it is. Wow, it's beautiful. It's an arid world. It is very habitable. It says, while Piscis 2 does not seem particularly lush or remarkably resource-laden, our scientists are eager to begin a targeted excavation to search for any remnants of the Bowel or the Grunner. Marvelous. And so now this is probably going to start another dig site. This is the Silenced, and we will begin it. All right, so we got a new technology available once again. Now let's go with research station output, since we have a ton of scientists for sure. For our tomb world here, yeah, we still need pops on this planet. I'm not seeing a lot of pops, though, moving to my world due to migration treaties, but no worries. Habitability has been increased by 5%. And so now we'll go with the standardized cruiser pattern technologies. I'm going to go back to this tomb world here. 83% habitability. That is very good. And so it was a lot worse before, but now it's getting better. And hopefully that'll help our pops grow just a little bit more. And so, speaking of which, I think I had a world that I had declared martial law on. Oh, here it is. This planet's 100% stable. And so let's go to our decisions here and let's end the martial law on this planet. That will no longer be necessary. And stability drops a little bit, but that was because earlier on, we didn't have a lot of pops on this planet, and stability was just kind of all over the place. And so that did take away from a job for this world. And so I'm going to add an energy grid because I like just having way too many energy credits. And you know what? Maybe we'll add another stronghold since this is a... Oh, that was a forge world. Hold up. Hold up. Instead, we'll, you know what? We'll hold off on building any more forge buildings. Now, back over here to our factory world. This is the world that I'm going to be wanting to upgrade. And so we'll upgrade the planetary administration building. Actually, it looks like we can upgrade a couple of these across my planets. And we shall do so right away. And there we go. And so look at that. Our fleets are starting to grow a little bit more. Our naval cap is starting to catch up to our maximum capacity. Consumer goods, you know, we're taking a slight hit, but I think we can probably move that around. We did just build a ton of buildings, and no! My ruler Hawkeye died at the age of 97. That was our main leader right there. And so Scientist Hawkeye is dead. That is like our third leader that is down. And now we have, you know what, I'm going to change the name. This ruler, we're going to give them the name Falcon. So meet our new ruler, Falcon. And wow. I wasn't expecting 2 leaders to die today. We've had, or 2 rulers to die. We've had probably about 5 leaders now die altogether. But man, that's been pretty tragic for this empire right now. We just maxed out of minerals, and so I'm going to go ahead and sell a bunch of those over to our energy credits. Fly free, other bird person. Yes. Yes. Now we have Falcon as our leader. And on top of that, we have a tradition to select. And so, let's see here. We could go for... Oh, actually, you know what? I know what I'm going for. Politics. This one I wanted to make some noise in the Galactic community, and we're going to continue to do so. Now, the Galactic stage is set, and we intend to have the leading role. With this politics tradition tree, we're going to get another envoy. I don't even know how many we have right now, but we'll check it in a moment. And it says that envoys assigned to the Galactic community will now produce 0.1 influence. Good stuff. And so we will definitely adopt that. We get a new council agenda, the Pioneer Politics agenda that we can launch. Going back over here to the Galactic community, we have 6 days on the Senate floor to launch this buzzword standardization, and it looks like it will be passed. Now, on top of that, we're going to go back to the community, and I am back in a far lead when it comes to Diplo weight in this community. And so we're definitely going to continue taking advantage of that and passing laws that benefit our empire in particular. Now, next up here, we got a couple of options, and I think we may go for diplomatic weight from fleet power. Since I seem to have more Diplo weight than other empires when it comes to fleet power, we will definitely use that as our advantage in the Galactic community as well. Here we have 2 more technologies, and I'm going to go with the interstellar campaigns. This gives me some war exhaustion modifiers, and for physics tech, you know what? Let me see how many special resources I have. I have 9 exotic gases. You know what? I could go with the research complexes and upgrade a bunch of those. And I shall. You know what? I have a lot of energy credits. We'll go for the science stuff. Let's get that tech score up a little bit higher. Outside of that, though, we can probably go ahead and reinforce our fleets once again. Actually, I think they're already as reinforced as they can be. I think we got ships still building. Nope. All of our ships have built all that they can. Now, I'm kind of curious here why we don't have even more. Because it's saying here that our fleet command limit is 60 out of 60, yet I only see 41 ships right now. So I'm not sure. Maybe we have to add another fleet here, which we can get started on that right away. And so we're just going to queue up another Corvette class, and then we're going to start our fourth fleet. So yeah, we're in the year 2278. We've been making some progress we're getting close to that 20-year mark in this stream so far. We are entering the stages of the end game, and we're going to see what happens here in the next few years here. We are now losing even more consumer goods, but no worries. We have plenty of resources to kind of keep those maintained for now. Let's go back to our fleet manager. We have that one fleet here queued up. Let's change the name of this. We're going to name this Team Delta. So this is our 4th fleet right now, and we're going to go ahead and add some ships to it. Uh-oh. I think one of my leaders has picked up a bad trait. And so we'll look at that in a moment as well. But for starters, let's go ahead and queue up a few ships. And there we go. Got a handful of ships queued up and ready to be made. That may send us a little over the naval cap, but those are good problems. The commercial pack has been broken with the rack hegemony. I see the rack is over here making some... They're causing some ruckus over here. All right, we are now able to upgrade our research labs as well, and we have a lot of those. Let's go back to our plants here and see what's going on. And so here on my homeworld, we have 3 jobs available, and this, I could not have picked a better time to unlock that technology there. And so now we'll go ahead and upgrade 2 of those buildings, and that'll probably be the only building or the only planet that I upgrade those buildings for now. Just because our other worlds still have so many jobs that we can build up. And like in this case here, we have plenty of room to, yeah, this world's a hot mess. We just need pops on this planet, that's all. And so maybe I'll stop building jobs right now and start accumulating some unemployed pops. That way they can start moving from one world to the next. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and continue our game here. We got plenty of ships. We have a nice abundance of fleets right now. This system has been fully surveyed, and so let's go ahead and build a base around it, and let's look at the Silenced. This is our 3rd situation here with the last Baul. And it says excavations at Piscis 2 have revealed a number of fossils clearly related to the Baul. But curiously, these specimens appear to have diminished neurological organs required for subspace infus communication. Now, that is to say, the ability to communicate neurologically over great distances, a faculty unique to the hive minds. What definite causes may have precipitated this evolutionary swing are unknown, though it would remiss to assume that the Grunner invasion was unrelated. Further investigation is warranted. All right, and so we're making our way through the Grunner situation. My scientist up here is now good to just gotta look around here, seeing if there are any projects left to research, but it looks like there isn't. I'm gonna have them continue assisting in research on my home world, and over time, just kind of leveling up here. And so there we go. We are now reinforcing our fleets. I don't know why I'm not able to build the others unless they cost a special resource. I have an envoy available, and we're going to assign them to the Galactic community. And so that increases my Diplo weight by another 200. And now we're just going to kick back. I want to see what's causing all the consumer good consumption here. And I'm pretty sure it's just my jobs. And so, we are 1 year away from being able to declare war on our rivals. And the Galactic community is under session. This time we are voting for the Military Readiness Act. And yes, we will definitely be supporting that. And so it looks like all the other members of the galaxy are supporting it as well. And this will just help me increase my Diplo weight even further with our massive fleet that we have right now. Just looking at our worlds here, we have lots of buildings open for pops to work. This is my forge world, and so we'll get that squared away. Let's see, we got a factory world here. Still jobs. Actually, I said I was going to stop building jobs right now, and that we are going to continue to do, because even now I'm losing 51 consumer goods, but no worries. We got to keep the pops growing. And so let's go with pop growth speed modifier here. The wait to declare war always feels so long. I know. And so I can't even say it. Pretty much our envoys have finished developing a new satisfying insult. We just need a target for it. And I know the perfect person. These guys. Let's insult them. And so that's going to give me 50 influence right there. And that is perfect, because we're going to use that influence now to start claiming some more of their systems. And there we go. We got about 3 more systems that are under our claims. Let's see how long this treaty we have currently will last. They're actually at war once again. And so we got about a year and some change. Or no, just a little under a year. and some change before we declare war against Havenstar. And so guaranteed has been revoked. There's all kinds of madness going on over here. Oh, the Rack Rack. The Rack Rack. Look at this. They're at war and they're losing.
Alert. Spaceborne life form.
I think they're the defenders. Wow. And so the Rack Rack talking that smack earlier, and now it looks like they're regretting that. And so the Carillion Union, we got to keep an eye on this empire. This is one of the bigger empires in the galaxy, and it's proving that they could potentially in the future be a threat to us. We got cruiser build cost modifiers, and let's go for that fusion missile technology. May want to add that to some of my future ships here in the future. But yo, it is almost time. We have one more month to go. Let me go ahead and buy as many alloys as I can right now, because we are about to reinforce the last of our ships. And ladies and gentlemen, it is almost time for war. This is part 4 now. War against Havenstar, and this time we will be vanquishing them. And so the Rack Rack empires closed their borders to us, but they got bigger problems to worry about. Here we go. War is about to be declared, and we're gonna go ahead and just try to subjugate them. And so this is I'm gonna make them a tributary. They're gonna pay me to live. And so here it is. The Federation has to vote on it, and I'm pretty sure everyone should say yes, hopefully. If not, I'll be a little upset.
New technology discovered.
There it is. It is wartime. So thank goodness our Federation has agreed to that. We still got another 20, actually we have 19 years to remain as the president of our Federation. But it is go time. We are going to attack all of their bases right away. And our fleets are now in orbit. So preparing to attack, or the attack has commenced.
Engaging hostile station.
And here we go. Let's see what happens. So piece of cake, we got the Federation fleet following as well. And I'm actually going to have the Federation fleet take point. And so whenever you're managing your fleets, you can select one of your fleets to take point, and all of your other ships will follow behind. In this case here, since the Federation fleets consist of a bunch of other ships from other empires, I would rather have them lead the way. And so we'll set here, take point, encourage this fleet to take point, and other fleets will follow. And yes, now it is time for war. War against Havenstar. And so let's grab all of our ships once again. I want to get my other fleet down here as well. I want them all to join. And we're going to go ahead and push forward. All right, and so now our ships are going to move forward here and attack.
Technology discovered.
Let's see, we got fusion missile technology. We have the curators reaching back out, and yes, we will increase our research speed once again. And holy moly, I got alerts left and right. Improved strike craft is next, and we're going to increase our society technology research output. And so here we are putting our first point into politics. Now, this is going to be some good stuff, because we got two options. We have gravitas. It says politics is the art of illusions. Now, by showing others what they want to see, we'll grow our influence in the community. Now, negative 25% influence cost to veto proposed resolutions, and each envoy assigned to the Galactic community will provide an additional 2.5% diplomatic weight. Now, this is going to be huge, because I have a lot of envoys assigned to the Galactic community. And so we'll go ahead and do that now, and I want to see how much more. 5.3k. So that pushed us up even further when it comes to diplo weight. Now, in the meantime, let's go back to my ships here, and I see that I have a fleet that does not have an admiral on it. Let's go ahead and assign another admiral. There we go. And on top of that, I have another leader position open. And so I'm going to see about maybe this time recruiting a governor. And I got a couple of options here, a couple of more options. Let's squeeze another one on here. And so I'm seeing we have the salamander looking species. Who else could we squeeze on here? You know, we could use some consumer goods, and so I'm gonna go with the leader, Nitrogus Arvagati. All right, and so they'll be governing this world now. They have the consumer goods traits, which is cool. But yeah, I want them on this planet so that we can get these consumer goods going a little bit better. Actually, better yet, I may assign them to this world instead. There we go. And so hopefully we can get some more pops on this tomb world as soon as possible. Let's go ahead and continue our war.
Hostile fleet within range.
Uh-oh, so we got some attacking ships over here.
Under attack.
Copy that. We're gonna go ahead and move. Let me grab the Federation fleet this time around because it looks like they're taking systems that I'm hoping that I get the claims on. And I'm gonna have them attack those fleets instead and split them off. All right, so while that is all underway, we're gonna just kick back, relax, and see how this all turns out. We got all of my fleets here now positioned and ready to go. And we're gonna prepare a little crusade here. And we're actually at war. Oh wow, we're at war with Rack as well. They must have some sort of alliance with Havenstar, but that's perfect because we can squash them as well. Outside of that though, we're gonna go ahead and now go with the planetary power grid technology. It gives us a upgrade to our energy grid buildings. And so here it looks like we got 2 fleets moving around and we got to be very careful. We may have to bring our ships back, but we're just going to see how this all plays out. And right now I've actually built just enough ships to where I got 250 out of 250 ships. And so again here, we're just taking some more of their systems. They're taking some of ours. We're taking some of theirs. We're going to try and take more from them than they can take from us. And so right now it looks like we're about to meet one of their fleets head on. And we're going to give them the business.
Station under attack.
Let me check my science ships. All right, it looks like we have one that is assisting in research. But I'm going to move them in this area so that we can begin researching some space debris. Now again, they are trying to hit one of my bases. And oh, right in this system, this just happened. It says a space storm C arrives. Now, massive subspace disturbances have erupted in systems across the galaxy. Early reports indicate that nearly 50% of the systems in the galaxy have been affected by this unprecedented phenomena, which appears to be a byproduct of thousands of years of heavy starbase or hyperspace travel by civilizations both past and present. Now, scientists are confident that this galactic space storm will dissipate itself in the next 5 to 10 years. The Galactic community has officially named this storm C and has issued a general travel advisory. And so this too shall pass, but as you can see here, our fleets are now combating in a stormy system. And it looks like that fleet was destroyed by my base. And so now we're gonna go ahead and move forward and yeah, start taking these systems back. In the meantime though, my fleet up here is still doing successful job of fighting over there. And yeah, let's just make sure that we can try and hawk these guys down because they're moving through multiple systems. We got a migration treaty. I love these. We will definitely accept that. The more species we can have right now, the better. And let's see what's going on here. And so this looks like a nebula system. Uh-oh. So yeah, again, there goes that fleet. 5K fleet power. They're traveling through that space storm. So good luck with that. And we are losing a couple of systems right now because a lot of these systems in this direction, in this area right here, I did not build a lot of bases for. I try to keep those a little bit closer to my homeworld. But now that I'm seeing their fleets are starting to push up a little bit, we're going to start by strengthening these defensive platforms there. And so we'll add 2 there for now, and then we'll come back and build some more later. But we really need some more consumer goods. We need a lot of like everything right now. I just got to stop building jobs on my planets. And so again, we're going to let these planets fill up once again and see what happens. Now, back to the Grunner, the Silenced. Younger bowel fossil specimens have been uncovered from the geological record, though these no longer have diminished hive neurologies. Instead, the structures required for subspace emphys communication are entirely missing. Now, carbon dating of the specimens have confirmed that some hundreds of years following the Grunner invasion, the bowel began to devote their ability to connect to one another as a hive mind. Unfortunately, it seems no further relevant data can be extracted from this dig site. And so, how strange, the site has been fully excavated. And yeah, we just got some minor artifacts from that, but surely that can't be the end. And there it is, the Grunner distress signal here. And so our scientists are picking up a distress signal bearing Grunner datalogical signatures. It appears to originate from a system previously unknown to us near Barakin. Now, what kind of ancient message could it possibly contain? our scientists would like to investigate the signal's point of origin. And so where this is at, let's find out. There should be a system nearby that we have not surveyed just yet. And let me see if I can find it here. I don't see it anywhere nearby. What? When I clicked on it, it like pointed me all the way away. And so where could it be? This grunter system that I can't see. Can you guys help me guess this mystery? And so yeah, we're looking for the grunter world. I'm not seeing it anywhere. And so let's go back to our situation log. It says that if we picked up, let's see, what could be in this system? Oh, apparently it's right here. It's an unknown star. And so let's go ahead and get a scientist on that right away and see what's happening. We're going to survey the system, and then we're going to research the project. Get some more intel going. In the meantime, though, let's go ahead and check our fleet, see what's going on. Over here on the right side, let's go ahead and start pushing back and preparing for a counterattack. A resolution has been passed. This was the Military Readiness Act, and so that's pretty good too. And look at that, even further, my Diplo weight has been increased even more. And so now, this is where the fun begins. We're about to form the Galactic Council. Ladies and gentlemen, this resolution is queued up next in our game. If you're watching this on Twitch and YouTube, thank you so much for stopping by. If you're watching the VOD afterwards, please leave me some tips and tricks on what I should do in these upcoming games here as we get ready to enter. Actually, I feel like we're pretty much in the mid game right now. And so yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, guys, I'm about to shut it down. I will see you all later. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. We will be streaming again on Monday. And so tomorrow I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break. But yeah, we'll be back on Monday and we're going to be beginning our journey in the Galactic Council. And so until then, guys, if you've been enjoying this playthrough, please leave a like and subscribe. Make more alloys. That's my tip. Copy that Lund. And that is something I did notice earlier on that we will be doing. I'm going to probably just go ahead and wrap this thing up here, guys. But like I said before, I will see you all later. We will be back Monday, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern time zone. Until then, Alpha out.